Hey guys, today we're gonna have another RTA stream. Just telling you guys one day. This is song by LB, this lo-fi. I'm gonna be quiet today cause yesterday I just shot my voice literally. So today I'm gonna shoot on a bit and be as comedy as I can. So let's get started for today's episode.
All those Linkin Parks.
Yeah.
I know, it was like Evanescence and I definitely went down that
so
route.
you Schoolgirl 101.
Yeah, okay.
And then
yeah,
you got
that all went away. And then I just watched YouTube from behind the scenes. Then one day I decided I wanted to do YouTube. I wasn't even at 1,000 subs. And because I was so close in that AMV community, I didn't know where anyone was anymore. So I was like, let me get in another community. Joey was the first one that I found that was closest to my age. And I thought that like he was really funny when he was playing Nekopara. So the very first message.
I bet you were so funny.
Yeah.
You were hilarious.
Love it. Watch it all the time.
I was like, put that one on.
Yeah, I love that one.
What a classic.
It wasn't even like the first video of that Nekopara series, but when I was watching it, I just thought that you were really funny. So I was like, is YouTube DM still a thing? I've been gone a long time.
DM.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
That's how far back we're talking.
We're going far back now.
legit. Like, so I messaged him on YouTube and I
How many
said,
subs did Joey have at this time?
oh, not even like 10K, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
we were both
20,
very
30.
small.
No, I think I was like 20,
So
30K
Joey-
maybe.
Oh, okay.
Dated a fan?
So I messaged him.
Joey, the anime man exposed.
Yeah, but like, look, okay, so I'm from a part of YouTube where subscribers actually weren't really that big of a thing. Like,
I
it's
think
just
anything under like around that size, like 1,000.
Be a bit of a different
Yeah.
story if I had like 3 mil.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's whatever. But like, so I sent him a message and I said, I called you anime man, and I was like, so fucking weird. But said,
Cringe.
hi anime man. I saw your Nekopara video. Thought you were hilarious. Do you like doujins? If you want, let's read one together.
No, you
Signed
found
Aki.
this fucking Pokemon doujin of God of War.
Yeah, and I just
And was like, we should read it on camera together. And I was like, all right. So I got
Yeah.
on a call with her.
No, hold on. But there's something in between.
Okay.
But like, because it was YouTube DMs, I was not expecting a reply because I was like, I think it was like 2014, 15. Times have changed, but my mind was so all the way back. But literally in an hour, you replied back to me, and you told me that like later on that you had not really looked at your YouTube DMs until that night, and I was at the very top. And had you not seen it that night, this wouldn't.
It was
have
like
happened.
purely coincidental.
Yeah, and then after that,
Because who the fuck went through their YouTube?
exactly.
Yeah, right.
YouTube got rid of it. I think YouTube got rid of it now, right? You can't.
Yeah.
I think it still technically exists
Oh, yeah, it
somewhere.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Does it not?
I-
they're
I've
completely
tried to
I thought it was
demolished.
just buried. Oh.
Yeah, so I don't have.
You don't have an archive. Of that.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's so sad.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know if I want to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a message of hello anime man.
I mean, that's the beginnings, though, right?
No,
Sure,
but
sure.
there's a video on his channel of where I still called him Anime Man. It's when we were playing Orange Juice 100.
some shitty
No, it's
anime
called
game.
Orange Juice 100% or something. I'm doing it for them. Like, it was, what was it called?
No, I don't want them to look at the video. so I'm trying to be inconspicuous. There's some shitty anime game.
Yeah,
Which one I'm talking about?
Mudan, don't put it on the screen. I swear to God.
But yeah, so we were just really good friends for like a couple years, and then he got trapped in Canada, and.
Well, no, you gotta explain why I got trapped in Canada. You can't just say that.
Oh yeah, because then he.
I lost my passport.
Yeah,
I remember
he-
you telling
Yeah,
the story.
yeah.
Yeah, he lost his passport. He was really stressed, but I had no idea that you were in Canada. But this is like, we had been friends for a long time, and we had been calling so frequently. I was like, I'm gonna just tell him I like him. I don't even care. I'm just getting a call. And that was the, like, you were still at your hotel, stressed out of your mind. I was like, I really like you.
I'd be like,
And-
now is not the time. I lost my passport.
Was there a process where you thought about this is the right time to tell him, or were you just like, he's
Fuck
stressed
it.
out of his mind right now?
I didn't know that he was in Canada. I didn't know that he was trapped there. I didn't know that you were like going through other shit. I was like, I'm gonna just tell him. Whatever.
What did you think?
I hadn't eaten in like 2 days. I was so stressed.
Here's the story.
And the first thing I get is like, I like you from Archideus, and I was like, there's a Denny's down the road. Like, I'm fucking starving.
No, but then you know what's funny? You were so disoriented, and also like, so I don't know if anyone knows this, but I'm Joey's first girlfriend, like real girlfriend,
Like proper girlfriend,
Yeah, proper
yeah.
girlfriend. You had seen some other people in the past past, but
it was like high school relationships. Like I don't count those.
yeah. So what was funny is I think he was so dense. Like I literally said the words "I like you" a lot, and then he said, "Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying?" And then I said, "I think I said it." Like,
I am dead ass that dense like harem protagonist.
You like me? I don't know. What are you saying?
What are you trying to say right now?
What are you trying to say
I
right
was
now?
like, I think I said it. Like, yeah. So but from there, like actually, like I think we talked for like 10 or 15 hours like that day, and
Well, yeah, because I had nothing else to do because I was in my fucking Toronto.
oh, so I was
hotel
just a
room.
liability. That was a special moment for me.
I miss being like 19 and just being able to spend all day on a Skype call.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We used to be able to do that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, and it was like with that group of friends where it's like, it didn't matter if nobody talked.
Yeah.
Right, like you were just on it.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the longest Skype call you guys have ever been in? 'Cause, like,
Together or just ever?
just in general.
I think it was the
Legit
one with
with
her
you.
where I was in a Skype call for like 12 hours or something.
Yeah, 12 hours, and then after that, I think when time came, like you finally got back to Australia, and then we gave it time to think, and we're like, and we were both blowing up around like the same time, and
You
then
mean our channels were?
yeah,
Not us.
sorry.
I can't hear the word blowing up without thinking about that meme of that guy. Is like, when I blow up, like, I don't know nobody.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
because no, it's cool. And then when our careers were like finally taking off, we just kind of got in a talk and said this isn't going to work, and we're too busy. And I don't know. I feel like we're
Well, it's
both-
also because I was in my last year of uni at the time,
Yeah.
and I was
Right.
stressed out of my fucking mind because I'm like, if I don't knuckle down on this shit, I'm not gonna graduate.
yeah.
I'm playing Corpse Party 18 hours.
Yeah. I can't be doing free translations for a Corpse Party visual novel. Like, I gotta fucking knuckle down. So like,
Yes. So
that
we-
was like, so at that point, like, I not only like ghosted you, I ghosted everyone on
Everyone,
YouTube.
yeah.
For
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for
I mean,
like 3 months.
Last year of uni do be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then in the meanwhile, I was just kind of doing my own thing. Fast forward though, AX comes around, and then we both message each other, and I think that was also like my Samurai Buyer video had just come out that day, and that's when you DM'd
Oh,
me.
good old
or
Samurai
something.
Buyer. You remember
And
that
then,
shit?
and then
Yikes.
I was,
So I'm gonna
I guess we
fight
just
you.
got like this private talk, but I was just like, okay, yeah, we're going to AX. I'll see you there. And so we met, and yeah, I guess
That was
like,
AX 2016.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like, I think watching you guys at AX, because this is before we even, like, did we speak at that point? I don't think so.
Don't think
We spoke, but we hadn't met.
I think
think,
so. That was
yeah.
when I was like, I don't care. I'm going to AX next year. I
Right.
felt so left out seeing how much fun everyone was having at AX. I was
Oh.
Was that
I was
the
like,
AX that
fuck it.
first met you, or was that the AX before
I
that?
think it was
like,
the
before, I think.
It was the AX before. Was it before? God, I don't
I
remember.
can't remember. It's
It might have been the. It might have been the one. No,
It was
it might have been that
2016
AX. It was that.
AX.
It was that AX. Yeah, was the
Okay.
first
I
time we
think
met.
my first one was 2017 AX.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my one was 2015, I think 2016.
Yeah, because you've been a few times before me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 2016 was the first year I met you and Jeff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. But I think I'd gone to one before that. I don't know if anyone else has gone.
No, 2016 was the first one.
it's like
I've gone to
fucking-
AX like every year since I was like 13.
I'm so jealous.
So
What?
you've seen the scene evolve over time.
It's honestly just been so fucking crazy. Like it's
What was the first year you went? Like, what year?
I don't even know. I actually
How,
don't
do you
know.
remember like how old you were roughly? Like,
I was maybe almost 14 or 15
oh my god.
Right.
years old. Yeah, I was 14 or 15. My first and
AX 2013.
yeah,
Not even.
And-
It's
and
like
that was back,
2010 or
and
something.
that was back then where like the line was big, but it went by fast. Like day zero wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Now seeing it nowadays, like I loathe day zero. Like I
Hello,
don't even
Line
watch.
con.
Yeah, line con
I'm
basically.
quiet today.
So
'cause
yeah, no, it's
I-
been crazy to see
My
like just
grandma
kind of the
downstairs,
progression
don't
of things.
scream
And
too
I used to watch videos of AX back in 2007. And if you
Somebody
look
at
at
home,
any
I can't
vlogs
do
of
much
AX of
stuff, I cannot
2007,
scream, so I'll be
they will
just
say, "Oh my
doing
God,
my
it's like
own
so
stuff."
packed here."
So,
Literally,
hello
it's
there.
just like the
It's like
empty-
3,000 people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was a lot back then, you know.
I mean, it's the PD Flow videos that you
Yeah,
watch,
yep,
right?
yep,
Because
yep,
I
yep.
watched exactly the same thing. Because
Yeah.
I remember back
So
in.
wait, who is this?
so okay, so oh sorry, no, go for it.
Okay, so it's basically a guy who seemed to be very influenced by Cass and G, like some, you know, the
Good old
very-
Cass and G.
Good old Cass
Yeah.
and G.
Old YouTuber.
YouTubers. But what he would basically do is just he would go around AX every year and just vlog it and do interviews and stuff
Yeah.
in the Cass and G kind of style.
Oh,
And
what,
me,
to, like, try and like point them out to be kind of like more
yeah,
stupid.
yeah, exactly. And me, as a weeb growing up in like the mid 2000s, never been to a convention in my life, and especially the UK
Well, in
scene.
the UK, I mean,
No,
what,
exactly.
what do we
especially,
have?
especially in the UK scene, seeing these vlogs, this was like Mecca to me. You know,
Yeah.
I remember watching these vlogs, and I remember thinking, I'm gonna be there one
Dude,
day.
it
I'm gonna
was
be
like-
there one day.
It was legit like the greatest thing I had ever seen in my life. Like,
Yeah.
okay, by the way, if you guys ever want to look at him, PD Flow, I don't know if you're still around watching this, but it's like P-E-E-D-E-E.
It'll be on screen.
No,
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah,
on
yeah.
screen.
literally PDFLO.
Yeah.
I
Looking
think.
at the AX vlogs, I was like, this is blowing my fucking
I
mind.
think one thing I was always jealous of Americans is that like it just seems like they just accept any side of like weird culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
I'd
in
say
the UK
so.
and
Well,
probably
be
Australia
quiet
as well,
or
right?
I'd
It felt
be
that like
raging.
if you were
I'll
into
try
stuff
though,
that wasn't
but
like
then
super normal,
you have
it felt
to
like
say it happened.
That was
everyone
bullying
treated you
material.
like weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
So,
AX
like-
brought money and money,
Yeah, but
money
like,
talks.
but like watching like being from the
Oh,
UK
no,
or Australia,
China
watching
people.
American conventions or like seeing just the way
The
they treat
wheels
nerd
has
culture in
come.
general in the
Yeah.
US I was always so jealous. It's one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I always wanted to move to the US. I mean, obviously now it's a
Where
very
would you
different
move?
place.
Yeah.
Well, I
Kids,
don't know.
kids have it easy today.
I didn't give a shit back then. I was like, I'll go anywhere, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
But because back then, to me, America was like this whole like mystical place, and then obviously now,
Mystical place.
You know,
It
'cause
was.
it was like a place where everyone could just do what they wanted,
Yeah.
and like
And-
everyone could like whatever they wanted,
Yeah.
and there's always a huge place to go if you liked a specific thing. There was
Yeah.
always a big convention
Yeah.
of like-minded individuals.
I think it's also because like, especially compared to like the UK, especially like America was just so much fucking bigger, right? So there's just it just felt like there was more stuff
and
there.
like, there was
Yeah.
like huge nerds and like otakus in the UK, but because you would just like
we,
look down on.
It's
we
very
couldn't
niche.
we couldn't find each other. That was the
Yeah.
biggest thing because in America it seems like there was always a place for somewhere wherever you wanted to belong.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at AX or like all these con videos and thinking, man. God, I wish that was me. I look like I belong there.
Oh my god, I remember when I went to my very, very first convention and I just felt like this was right. Like I knew that this was where my heart was supposed
I felt
to be.
that too when I
Yeah.
went to a convention.
Yeah, I was
my
like,
people.
because then it just like remember like back then like because we could not find each other, and even in the U.S. it was still like this. It was more online than anything. But when you found someone, it's like, oh, you like Naruto too, like oh my, and then you just instantly connect.
Well,
It's
in
like,
Australia, there wasn't even an online scene. Like,
I feel like
Yeah.
because like almost like in America, like I don't know if this is true, but like parents kind of like are more accepting of like weird hobbies.
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
a kid. In the UK, man, my parents would give me shit.
yeah,
Like,
my parents were like that close
I
to
would
me.
I'd, like come down for dinner and be like, oh, it's the anime fan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, my parents used to like be really kind of like
My room
weirded out about the
for,
fact that I like the anime, but now my parents are very rare for their generation. They love
Seems,
YouTubers and streamers.
it
They
is
tell me
super
shit that even like
obviously.
I haven't caught up to yet. Like yeah. Like they know literally everyone. And then so what's funny is like I'm logged into my YouTube account also on the one at home back in Vegas.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because of time zones. My mom checks to see if I got like a content like copyright claim, and she goes to my account and then
She's literally
like,
your manager.
yeah, like she claims that for me, and then I wake up the next morning. I was like, Mom, did you claim this already? She's like, yeah, I was just looking at
Meanwhile,
it.
my mom's like, "Who's your Swiss friend, PPD?"
Yeah.
My mum will occasionally go, and there's been a big YouTuber in the news. She'll be
Yeah.
like, I heard this Logan fellow was in a fight. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
Do you know him?
Yes, like, are you friends with Logan?
yeah. No, my parents have definitely done their hardest
How
to
do
try
you
and
not
like
go
keep up with
down?
the
Okay, you
times.
got-
Yeah.
My parents do try, but they're just too out of it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
too
my
far
parents are the
gone.
same. Yeah.
My parents have really changed since Trash Taste started because that's just given them so much content to watch. And now it's gotten to the point where every single clip and every single, now we have like official and then unofficial clip streams as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And that's all been recommended to her. And she watches like way more content than I do now. I think. Just purely of like us, I guess.
Yeah, my parents are kind of just like, you know, we don't like support what you do. You just kind of do it.
Yeah. We don't support what you do, but you do your own
You a
thing, son.
terrorist?
No, my dad. No, my dad.
We do not support Joey and his job.
No, my dad's straight like in the Q&A that I did with my dad. My dad was straight up like, it's not, I don't really like support what you do.
Oh,
I just kind of let you do it. I'm like, thanks, Dad.
The only thing about having parents that are so in tune with what I do is like
That would annoy me.
It would annoy me, yeah.
Them giving me
Yes,
feedback
we
about my
are under-
thumbnails. Like,
No,
I-
my
dude,
dad doesn't give a shit about what I do, and yet he's still like, yeah, son, I didn't really like that video you made.
Yeah,
I was like,
same as my parents
I didn't
as well.
fucking make it for you. Like,
Yeah, no. And then, dude, my parents they used to, back when it was like used more. They looked at like social blades and stuff. Like they they're very into like.
that's like a little too.
I don't
Yeah.
look at my own social media. I don't want my parents telling me
Yeah.
Oh no.
My dad he went through a point when he was just literally clicking and refreshing it. And I was just like, Dad, this is not healthy. Why are you doing this? Please
That's
stop.
kind of cute though. I don't know why. It's like, oh, I want to see you grow.
Oh man. Yeah, no. That's
I occasionally get my mum. She'll be like, "Oh, the last video didn't do as well as the other videos."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Mum, not everyone can be a best." Come on,
Yeah.
Don't rub it in.
Come on. I know it did bad. I don't need you
Yeah.
telling
My
me.
dad would sometimes phone me and be like, "Son, last week you only grew like 1,000 subscribers.
Oh my god.
Normally you grow like 2,000. What's going on? What is your channel?
Is your channel dying? Is your channel
Is
dying?
your channel dying? What's going on?"
Yeah, my dad right now, he's like having his own version of like, "You winning, son?" It's more like, "Oh yeah, your video doing well." Like it just every upload he just
Yeah,
has to say
That's
something.
cute though. I like that they can.
This episode is sponsored by Liquid IV.
Guys, you know I love drinking water. Do it plenty on the podcast, plenty of pee breaks. And one goal I have for myself for the new year is just to stay hydrated. And I do that with my favorite hydration product, Liquid IV.
With one stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water, you get 2 to 3 times the amount of hydration as plain water. That's water optimized.
And they have incredible hydration flavors like watermelon, lemon, lime, passion fruit, and they've recently launched strawberry.
I like strawberry.
I do too.
Personally, I really like Liquid IV because I just like flavored water in general. So if
Yeah.
I can get extra hydration off of something I already enjoy in concept, then, you know, why
Honestly,
not?
you know when you wake up from a hangover and sometimes you drink so much water that the taste of water just starts to get sickening?
Yeah.
Yeah, this actually tastes really good, and this would be perfect for a hangover day.
Honestly.
I do like the watermelon flavor, so I'll give them that.
Yeah, I like the watermelon flavor too.
One serving of Liquid IV provides the same hydration as drinking 2 to 3 bottles of water alone. And it contains 5 essential vitamins, more vitamin C than an average orange, and as much potassium as a banana. And it's healthier than sugary sports drinks, no artificial flavors or preservatives, and less sugar than an apple. Made with clean ingredients, non-GMO, vegan, and free gluten, dairy-free, and soy.
So you can grab your strawberry Liquid IV or their other great flavors in bulk nationwide at any Costco, and you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TrashTaste at checkout.
That's 25% off anything when you order and use promo code TrashTaste at liquidiv.com. Get better hydration today at liquidiv.com, promo code TrashTaste. Back to the episode. What are we talking about?
You said you didn't really
Let's
want
see
to be a
if we can
YouTuber.
go do this again.
When?
Did you? Like earlier on. 'Cause, I mean,
He's giving me free.
when I
ones.
started YouTube,
Yes,
I mean, I didn't intend to be a YouTuber or anything like that.
I don't think anyone is.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
just
anyone-
kind of do it.
I don't think anyone just wakes up.
So like, because I just made this video because I thought I could make this funny video and I wanted to show my friends. So I was
Right.
like, I'm gonna make this for me and my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just put it
Yeah.
up, put it in a nice little package, and then I thought one and done. That's it.
I feel that's like the kind of secret formula to being a successful YouTuber, right? It's like people who start a YouTube channel with the intent of like, yeah, I'm gonna be the fucking next PewDiePie. It's like it never works.
And I'm curious, like, what made you want to do
So
that first video? What was your first video as well? Probably deleted.
That
right? Or
wasn't
is it-
like an AMV or anything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I remember. I think it's still on there. I was playing this visual novel of Dramatical Murder.
Oh my
and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's literally like a 5-minute clip of because it was like during like the final scene of like me trying to get with like one
Just
of.
heavy breathing.
Actually, it was. It's still on my channel. And it's me and my mic. It's me and my microphone. I was like, okay, guys. So I just got clear here. Let's see. Oh my god! It's like me just doing that the whole time.
Was it like the whisper scream, like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Because it was like 12 minutes. I think that made my first video, which was like
Because your
Christmas
parents
Eve.
were in the house. Right?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So I was like,
What the fuck?
yeah. So I was super like, Minecraft YouTuber, being like, oh my god, I can't believe that this is happening right now. But yeah, so that was my first one, and then I think I knew no, I knew I wanted to do YouTube once I got my first paycheck. And yeah.
It's all about that dough, baby.
But that's true. So like,
I appreciate the honesty.
It's literally with anything. When you figure out that, oh my god, I can get paid for something that
that
you
like
want to do.
doing,
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, so there was a video. I'm not gonna say what blew up, but it blew up, and then I got my first paycheck, and it was $300. And I remember I felt like
The big dough.
No.
I mean, you say that, but at that time, that was a lot of dough.
That was a lot of dough.
Yeah.
True.
And what's weird is like, this is gonna sound like really cheesy, but I felt like I was at a crossroads here that $300 was perfect for the rest of my meals for college for the rest of the month, or that was the perfect amount to get lights and a better camera. So I went that way, and my mom was very concerned about the choice that I made. So, but I was like, you know what? Like, this is just money from YouTube. So if this doesn't work, it's not like it was my own money from work. I used to work in a movie theater. And then, once that happened, I remembered how much I loved making videos from like the Schoolgirl 101 account. And I was like, fuck. And then I just felt like this fire going on. And I was like, I want to do YouTube. I knew from that point I wanted this to work. I was going to give myself a year to try and make this work. So what I did, and I guess it's questionable to some, but I told all my friends around me that you're not going to see me for a year. Like, because I want to do this. Because I had a part-time job. I was a full-time student getting my psychology degree, and I only had time for one other thing, and that was YouTube. So I did that, and then also I was in a relationship, and that person didn't want me to do it at all, and I had cut it. When I tried talking it out, and
anyone who would stop you from doing something you're passionate about
Yeah.
probably isn't the one for you.
And I knew right then and there that like YouTube was what I wanted from that moment on, and when he said he didn't want me to do it, I had no problems cutting it.
That's way. You're like, bye.
No, like it was
understandable. Have a nice day.
No, just like, and also, I mean, it was a lot of pressure to try and balance a relationship out, and give it a year. I remember I would go to school, go straight to work, and then because I had to like come back at like midnight after the last showing, then I would work until like sometimes up until 7 a.m. on some videos.
I mean, I think back when you first start, you have like no problem with it.
Yeah.
Because it's at the time, it's not like it's something new, right? It's only later on when you've been doing it for a while and you realize, holy shit, this is unhealthy as fuck.
You at the beginning you think, whoa, I'm getting paid to do something I like. Well, this is.
I'm just gonna keep going there.
This is just a life hack. I can do this forever.
Well, in psychology, we do say that like a job is when you say, oh, I only got paid that much for doing all that. A career is when you say, wow, I got paid that much for just doing that. So I
mean, it's pretty true. Big brain.
Yeah, so there was that. Yeah, and so since then, like, YouTube's just had its ups and downs, but I've loved it ever since. I don't see.
You've been doing it for what? How many years now?
Probably
5,
like
6?
Maybe like 6.
When did you start? Like 2014, right?
I uploaded my first video 2014, but then
so that's what,
and then I blew up in 2015. I think.
I feel like since I met you, you're like. Perspective on YouTube has changed.
It has a lot.
I feel like you were the one who's like the most grindy out of anyone I knew.
Yeah.
And then you like flipped the opposite, where like I never hear you talk about it, or like, and when you do, it's always like one big thing that you're working on.
I think it's because like, especially with personality, like you just, I don't know, so at some point you just want to get grounded again, and you just realize YouTube isn't everything. It's still something I love to do, and now it is just my job, and now I don't really. That fire of me wanting to like, I want to grow as like a YouTuber, I'm already there. So I'm just like, now I just kind of want to go back to my roots, and that's why I just kind of like just talk with like my other personal friendos.
Did that just happen like over time, or was
over time? Yeah. YouTube just does some weird stuff to you. I think fame does that a lot as well, and just like the pressure of being a personality, there's like now this whole part of my life that has nothing to do with what I do. And I think you already know like some stuff that I do in private, like just for fun.
Was there a point where you realized that, or was it something like that gradual that like built up?
I think it was a gradual thing. Because
I feel like if you're some people, love being in the spotlight and love having the attention on them, and then others I meet and they're just like crushed by it.
Yeah. Because I feel like some YouTubers who I've met who their YouTube is so intertwined with not only their job but their self-worth as well.
Yeah.
And I
It's
feel
like if I'm not successful on YouTube, then I'm not
Yeah.
successful as a
It was-
person. Right?
I'd say though it was like the first time I started to feel like I was looking at it like a job was like really scary because I was like,
Right.
am I losing my touch? I'm like, am I going to be a bad YouTuber now?
Yeah.
Because I'm not like thinking about it 24/7.
Yeah.
For the first few months, I was really struggling to like kind of just understand that like it's okay to like not think about this all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now I feel like I have a pretty healthy balance with it, where I honestly don't really think about it that much. I kind of plan what I need to do.
I think it also helps as well that like, especially you and I have really like gone down in terms of like how sporadic we upload, because like we used to upload way more frequently than
Yeah, I
we do
used
now,
to try and do 2 a week, and that was
I used to be
like-
daily, dude.
Yeah, daily is like I don't know how you do that, but
I went from daily to weekly. Yeah, so
Fucking psychos right here.
because
you used to upload daily as well, right? Or
No, I didn't. I used to upload just 3 times a week. That's it.
just 3 times.
It really wasn't that bad. I mean, Joey at the time, like you did upload daily. I was like 3 times a week. And
But that was what YouTube wanted back then.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
3 times a week, I don't think would work now, or it would be unoptimized.
Yeah, I think I'm at a point now, like
Not
you know,
min-maxing.
I think I'm at a point now where like I just upload like once a week or whatever.
I think the audience has changed. I think audiences would just rather get something. Well, I think 2 weeks is kind of long, but 1 week, just a good video once a week, and it seems to do the job.
Pretty much. And
because
then,
it's so saturated now.
Yes, so
And there's so
and
much
it gives
choice.
me a lot of time to just live my life rather than because YouTube's kind of weird. I feel like people kind of go on either side of the spectrum. It's either like the business versus like the artist. If you are too far into the artist, then you kind of just focus on like how your business is doing. And some people don't care about that, which is fine. But then you get people who like care about the numbers way too much, and then it kind of integrates into their life and their self-worth, and even just the people that they hang out with. Like unless they're a big YouTuber, I won't hang out with them, kind of thing.
I've definitely.
That's weird.
I'm definitely. It's sad because
No,
I've
but
seen both
we
sides.
all,
like that.
and I think it's just like that side. Like I've seen that so frequently, which is why like I'm like, okay, I don't want to fall into that. So I decided to back up and just make my own private
It like
life.
really infuriates me when I've had people who I thought were good friends, and then maybe I like introduce them to one of my friends, and they're not like a YouTuber, and they'll be like, I don't care who they are.
I think that's the biggest tell for me, where especially because whenever we travel or something like that, we always try to bring our friends with us, right? Even if they're not YouTubers or doing something else.
They're peasants. We bring them along. It's fine.
There's normies, there's commoners.
Imagine working in an office
Where are you,
job.
alright?
I'm joking.
No,
guys.
but like sometimes you do
I used to work at the BBC.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I didn't mention it. You did.
I mean, like we always hear it as like kind of a joke, but it's true. Sometimes
I gotta get this
I hate
for my
saying
scenes
it like this, but remember the little people, but more like remember your roots. Go back to that, and
Well,
like
I just think because normally YouTubers tend to hang out with other YouTubers because like the lifestyle is similar.
yeah,
and
I mean,
working
like you're
hours.
just there, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Like
Yeah.
you can make YouTuber friends. I just don't like it when people like it's
Only have
obvious.
YouTuber
Only
friends.
have
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's obvious. Like it's so obvious a lot of the times where it's like,
Chloe.
oh hi, like when they start like
Interesting
sucking another big
people.
YouTuber's dick so hard, like to the point
Like,
it's just like
oh,
then the
how
point
do
like
you-
what
how do
is
you
the point of
seek
that
Chloe
friendship
in
if all you
RTA?
ever want is just like your friendship
She's
only exists on
underrated, to be
YouTube, but if it
honest.
doesn't exist like outside of YouTube, then it's like
For me, like the telltale sign of that might be happening
Sure.
with someone that I know is when the only times they will ever DM me is for a YouTube
for a
collab.
yeah,
collab,
is when
Yeah,
they,
and
is
that's
when
where I'm
they-
just like, ooh,
when they just-
okay, like you don't give a
Yeah.
shit about me at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I've had a few messages where it's like it's really obvious that the only time they message is when they need something, which is also why I very
A
rarely
very
do
chill
collabs on
short
my
stream
channel.
for the day.
The people I've done collabs on my channel,
Not a
is
very
people,
chill
like, I
short stream for the
genuinely
day.
had, like, a
You're gonna
connection
see a
with,
massacre.
because I'm very much a person that will show their emotions on camera, because I'm not gonna fake anything. So like for
Yeah.
example, just recently I just collaborated with Charlotte and Emma, but those are two people that I've been friends with for years, and just recently have I felt comfortable enough to actually do a video with them. So
Yeah.
that's if anyone wanted to know why I don't collaborate with that many YouTubers, that's why. And it's also the introvert in me. Any introvert will understand that like we keep the people, like we're very picky with people, but the people that we do pick we keep very tightly with us.
You're very much like the opposite to me on that. I'm like,
Yeah,
come
same.
on. I'm like, hell yeah, come on, let's go hang out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and that's fine. Like I just, it's
Yeah.
so for me it's easier because then I just
my.
know like what people I already know want
Yeah,
to hang
well,
out,
Sierrakis,
like at night. But when there's too
Praha
many
can
people, I feel
stream,
like
but
man, I gotta
YouTube
balance
must
everyone out,
Sierra
and then
way.
I don't like it's too
My
many people.
Praha,
to
wait,
talk
why
to
do I
me.
keep on calling it?
A little bit,
Sierra?
just for me.
I just
anyway.
hope that like the people I make friends with, they're like, they don't expect me to like
the actual friends.
Like
They don't expect anything out of it other than your friends.
like they understand if we're both busy,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know.
It's not about like I'm friends with this person to get something out of them, right?
Exactly. Because for me, I don't do collabs on my channel at all, or that's just because my content I felt doesn't really lend well to collabs, especially since like it's very scripted content.
Right.
So I just want to hang out with people.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'd like never care about the collabs. That's
Yeah.
never in my mind. I just like meeting new people.
Well, that's the
hang out
thing,
with
right? It's like, I probably only collabed with
Yeah,
like
that's-
half the
oh,
YouTubers
okay.
I actually have become friends with.
Yeah,
And that's just purely because some YouTubers I know where it's like, it doesn't matter how much I bend this concept of like anime content.
You can't
There's
kill
just
me.
no way I can
No.
integrate
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
personality, what they're about, into the content.
Yeah.
And nothing against the YouTubers I know. It's just
No,
it's
and
just how the content is.
Not
right?
even against collabs,
Okay.
because
Oh,
watching you guys
that's
collab,
so
I'm just like, man, that seems kind of fun. That seems
It is
kinda
fun.
you
It's
know?
really
Yeah,
fun.
I wanna
And,
do
and there's a
that
part of me
sometime.
where it's like, I really want to be able to like make content that I can literally get any type of
It's on
visual
destroy.
into, but
Nani?
because I fucked myself over with what I've called myself.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so like I can't really, just do like a fucking outfit of the day shit and bring on like,
Yeah, yeah.
just a female YouTuber, right? So
Because one of the biggest things I worry about as well is just the chemistry. Because sometimes I see people collab and like,
Oh, he
you
attacked
can
me.
tell on
No.
camera that that's the first time they've ever
Yeah.
hung out. And
Yeah.
really had a like IRL conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I actually recently did a video where I got my fortune told in Japan.
Oh no.
I even-
No. This is
Yeah, and
okay.
there's like two things that are happening. So I show like the actual raw footage of me talking to the fortune teller. I had never met her before in my life, so my introvertedness actually came out in that, where I only said like one word answers. But to be fair, I was also listening because she had a lot to say. It was a lot for me to process. But then there's the part of me that's like in my room where I was actually very outspoken. And I think I even said in that video, I'm like, yeah, you're looking at two different Akis here. That Aki right there is actually the introverted one, and I'm just listening. The one
that's the real one.
no, but and then the one that you're
Yeah.
seeing right now is just my thoughts, and I'm comfortable to get them out right
Yeah,
now.
because I think
Yeah,
when
this
we
is a
hang
very
out,
good
it's like very
concept
different to
for
when we
my
hang out,
children.
and there's someone else there who you don't really know.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and then that's with anyone that
Yeah.
when there's someone that's new. I mean, again, like I've learned this in psychology, but you tend to look at the person that you're most comfortable with, even if you're talking
Ooh,
to someone
damn,
else. It's like
that's one squishy like
you guys
her.
went to that park, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like eye language says so much about it, and I'm definitely
I
someone
love
that
making eye contact right away. I'm just like,
It's
hi.
like,
with no other expression.
I actually had to learn how to make eye contact because
It's a skill. I think it's a skill.
as a kid, as
I
like a
don't
social
know if
weird
it's
kid, I'd be,
works.
talking
What do also-
I'd be talking to someone and be like, yeah, how's your day going? Yeah, it's
I have
good.
no idea where I learned social skill. How do you learn that shit? I swear I was terrible.
I don't know.
I
but-
think you just like, especially when you become an adult, you're forced to, because like
I know.
if you're that one like adult where you just
Who's,
can't
I
I
maintain
swear I
eye
couldn't
contact.
talk to anyone as a kid. Like I was terrible.
Yeah, I never learned.
I-
Like
I don't know- I
I've
don't know
never
when I
I've never
got, like,
talked to
okay.
someone and been like, I have to keep looking into their eyes.
I have.
Really?
Actually, there's been one anime that's been airing this season, and it's like
Anime taught
Where we're going. We just need to remind you guys that this is an anime
Yeah,
podcast.
this is no, because it's like relevant to me,
Oh,
and that's
thank
why I
you.
really I'm watching it.
Right,
And it's
right.
like I think it's like Jaku or something like that is a bottom tier character. And
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
It's about this like pro gamer who has like zero social skills, and he meets like this hot anime girl. It's like a harem rom com, but
Yeah.
the premise is that she teaches him social skills like they're a game. So like he she
gamifies it.
she
Quick
gamifies
time event. Look at their eyes. Press X.
yeah, no, exactly. She's just like, okay, so this person brought up X topic, and that like really defined the flow of this conversation, and it really like broke down like social skills and social circles and like gamified them, and that was like really interesting to me because that's basically what I had to do in university because I was just like, this is not natural to me. I've got to fucking engineer this shit,
Yeah.
and then it became second nature along the way. But like, I needed those training wheels.
Yeah.
When I was learning it, because I was like that socially awkward as
But
a
that's
kid.
that's like a cool way to learn it, right? Like
Yeah,
because it's a concept that you can kind of understand.
I think there's a healthy way and an unhealthy way to go about it because
Yeah.
some people just like take this and like gamify it too much that they just kind of become a robot, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's healthy.
I'm sorry,
Like,
man, I'm
look at
fucking
this
hard.
person, and then look at this person,
Yeah.
and then look at this person again.
It's just helpful. It's just helpful. It's like it's kind of like training wheels.
Eye
you know?
contact is hard.
Wait.
Like, too little, and then you're like, talk to
This
me. And too
situation
much,
calls
it's like,
for him.
I've met those people where it's
Oh,
like
Mina
hard
san
eye
no.
contact that just they don't even blink. I'm just like that's
I don't know, you
it's
just
like I'm talking to an
occasionally-
android.
You just occasionally
Ooh,
look
she
right,
didn't
look
beg
away,
for
look back.
her.
Yeah.
Depending on what's happening. You know?
Exactly.
Who teaches this shit? How do I learn this shit?
No, no one does. No one does teach it.
You know what's one thing that drives me insane, that some people do and some people don't do? Okay, let's say we're all here, right? And then, let's say Aki brings a friend into the group. It drives me insane when the person who brought the friend in doesn't introduce them to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm waiting. Who is this person? You're gonna that awkward? I feel awkward for them.
I've had times where because that person didn't
Oh my god, no.
awkwardly go up and be like, oh, I'm Joey, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to be. Who are you, by the way? Like,
Yeah.
you should be like,
I can't
Aki,
even
Connor,
quite-
Aki.
I can't even-
Do you know one of
right
the-
away? Do it right away.
Do you know one of the biggest things that I found is important, even though I never thought about it as like a kid? The handshake.
Yeah,
Now that we've gone through met so many people, you can judge so much about a person by just their handshake.
The confidence which they whip out their
Yeah,
hand.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an entire process and an entire science behind it. And then sometimes someone whips out like the weakest handshake, and you're not looking forward to this handshake.
It is.
Yeah.
It is like the slimiest, coldest, wet hand.
or like when they just do this and they're just waiting for you.
Yeah, and sometimes you just feel like you're grabbing like a dead piece of meat, and you're just like, "Hello, how are you?"
I
And you're
love it when the strength comes out. They turn their body slightly. They're like,
Yeah,
hello.
the shoulder needs to come out.
That's how you know they're like keen for the handshake.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
if you want to make a good impression, handshakes are so fucking OP. Like, they are. They really are. And nobody thinks about
The
it.
strongest ones that I've learned is like the shoulder out
yeah,
front,
yeah,
a little bit.
but also going in while maintaining eye contact like that.
But
Don't even look at the hand.
But
That's what my dad did to you the first time he met you.
Yeah.
But
Scary.
that was more of like saying a message when he did it like this, like just shake. If I was like my dad and you were Joey,
Okay.
it's like,
He like whipped the hand out. I was like, oh fuck, I had to catch this.
yeah. And then after that, I remember like that my dad, he boxes, and we have also like a sandbag in our garage. And then like Joey's just like, you want to see the my new sandbag? And he fucking punches the shit out of it. He's like, oh, it's pretty good, huh? Yeah.
And I was like, maintain eye contact, maintain eye contact.
Fuck. I hate
but, yeah,
Diana.
my
Don't
life's
prop
kind of
me.
weird. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
I'll never. Can I tell a story of when I?
Oh my god,
didn't
why
family without me?
procking?
Is that London?
Yeah,
Oh
so-
my lord. Oh
That
my god.
was-
Okay.
It's just, I had dinner with Aki and a whole family without Aki there.
Wait, can you please give them
Okay.
context?
I will. Okay. So,
I wasn't invited to my own family's dinner.
so Aki's family was staying in a hotel in London, but I think it was quite. I mean, hotels in London are very expensive.
Yeah, but I wanted to
they
give it
are.
as a gift for them.
Yeah, so they were staying in Bank, quite a nice area of London, quite posh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, these two are just staying at my house.
At Garth's place,
In
yeah.
their
Brighton,
room
so
in
like
Brighton.
not even in the same city, quite far away. It's like the airport was Gatwick, so it's like 30 minutes up, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
down.
so I had Connor kind of helping my family
I
get
felt
there.
so bad because it was like in the middle of July or August. July.
It was during the heat
What?
wave.
Yeah,
And
it was a
What?
wave, and I took
Yeah.
them on the
What the
underground on the central
what?
line, which is basically like
What?
the underrated line.
Yeah.
I took them on
What?
the worst, busiest train with all of their luggage. It was
Oh
so
god,
hot.
oh
and I was
Jesus,
like,
oh Jesus.
I'm so sorry. And I could tell Aki's dad was like having a mental breakdown because it was so hot. He had so much luggage.
And there's no AC in the.
no
My
way.
dad also has a really bad back as
Yeah,
well.
he was losing it. And I was
Poor
trying to help carry as much luggage as I can. I'm like, are you good? You good? You want to hydrate?
Yeah. You want to hydrate?
So like I
Oh, it's the central
Oh,
line.
man.
So I took them all the way to their hotel, and I think it's thanks they were like, let's invite Connor out for dinner. So I just had a dinner with Aki's family.
Meanwhile, Aki and I chilling in Brighton where Garth's place.
Joey was like on my hammock or something.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
Yeah, no.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I remember Connor texting me. He's like, "I'm so sorry." My mom's watching this too. Like,
Hello.
Hello.
like
Your dinner-
she-
your food is lovely that you prepare for me.
but yeah, no, I remember.
I
his
want
texting
this
me.
skin so bad, but I don't think I
But your
can.
mum's always so nice to me, so she
I'll
always
be
makes me feel
getting
really
like
welcome.
the.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
best
Your
skin.
mom's nice to everybody, I feel.
Yeah,
Like,
she is.
It's very hard to
good,
please
it
your
looks so
mom.
good.
Your parents are always super open and super nice.
This skin.
Yeah, I like the way they.
I like
The way they are.
Your parents are just like, if you're a friend of Aki, you're part of the family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and even more kudos if you're a YouTuber or streamer, because like at the moment they find that out, they'll keep like. Did you guys watch?
They'll be like,
Harry-
give me your analytics
But no,
right now.
No, like, did you guys watch
Affiliate
Harry
links, you got
Potter? Like,
Sorry?
did you guys watch Harry Potter? You know Ron's
of course.
dad, like, being really obsessed with, like, muggles?
Yeah.
That's my parents, like, with YouTubers and streamers. Like, that's, like...
So it's a different breed
Oh
of
my
human.
God. I
these.
remember, like, that my mom, she texted me being like, oh my God, Belle Delphine is back. And I was like, what? Like,
I watched your sex tape.
yeah. She was like, how do you think her OnlyFans is going? I was like, I don't know. I don't care, dude. Like, yeah, so my parents are very, like, on point.
my God.
I feel that whole like welcoming side of your parents.
It's a
specifically,
fucking
I feel
art
ties in
mail.
with like kind of how the Filipino like.
I know,
Yeah,
this is
so
an
my
honor
family,
or
funny enough, we actually are
bad
all
thing?
introverts, but when you meet them, you wouldn't think so. It's mainly because if you're a friend of mine, then
I already
they'll
know what
more
to
than
ban.
be
Oh,
happy
I'm gonna
to
ban
tell
the-
me.
Yeah, but like, I
Your
feel
mom kept
Fire.
doing food. I was like,
That's just a Filipino thing.
That's
That's
Southeast
Southeast
Asian.
Asian.
I was
Southeast
like,
Asian.
I was in AX and her mum was checking up on me more than my mum was. I was like, what's going on here?
I don't know what it is about Southeast Asian parents, just families, where they try to solve every fucking life problem
Yeah.
by offering food. It's just like,
Aki's mom has bought me more underwear and socks than my own parents have. That says a lot.
Yeah, my mom, she always like delivers just some stuff from overseas, and she always gets like 6 bags of like Cheetos.
Cheetos.
like every time when I was a kid and I'd visit my family, I'd either be like, "Oh, you don't seem like you're eating well. Here, have more food. Oh, are you feeling well? Here, have more food. Oh,
And
you're
it-
not feeling well. It's because you haven't eaten. Have more
Yeah,
food."
yeah, yeah. And if you're fat, then they'll just be like, "Oh, you're getting so fat. Eat." Yeah, which is weird. You know, like, I don't know if it's like in any other family. I just noticed with a lot of Asian families, being called fat is a good thing because it means that you're being.
You're being fed.
That's
well.
Yeah, you're being
I
fed
feel
well.
that's a specifically Southeast Asian thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, you're so fat now. Oh my God, do you have a boyfriend? Like, it's so it's always
Because that's not how it works in Japan. Like
Yeah.
even if you lose weight or like gain muscle, you're like, damn, you got fat. I was like, I just gained muscle, but all right, thanks. Thanks for
Yeah.
destroying my self-esteem.
That's
like that.
definitely one thing about Asian culture that's like very different from the West, where people aren't afraid to comment on other people's weight.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, where it's a very like, it's a very sensitive topic in like if you comment on someone else's weight in England or the US especially, but here in Asia it's a free for all.
Yeah.
You know, you
It's
find
like we're just saying what we're seeing, right?
yeah,
It's like-
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, you just meet the amount of family reunions or family gatherings I've been to, sorry, and people just the first thing they say is like, "Damn, you're getting a bit fat, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Ma, I'm fucking thin as fuck. What are you talking about?"
I remember.
Literally the thinnest guy.
I remember I went when we were staying at Garn's place, and then like I don't eat spicy food, which I know is like really blaspheming in Southeast Asia.
It is.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, but I remember like your mom was gonna make us food, and then she asked like, "Is there anything that Aki can't eat?" And you said, "Oh, she can't eat spicy food." And then she's like, well, "I'm making curry. What do I do?" Like, what the fuck? So she tried to work around it, and it was like those amazing fucking spicy
Your
noodles.
mom,
I don't know what the name of
like
it is.
Gant's mom dead ass came up to me and was like, I have never made a Thai curry without chili. Like I don't even know if it's gonna taste good at all. Like
was
I've
still-
never
it
done
was-
this before.
Yeah, it was still really good. I had never had like those like what is it like those noodles and you.
It's like a Southeast Asian.
What's it called?
It's like a rice noodle.
You don't-
right?
Yeah, it's like a rice noodle.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the name right now.
It's fucking good.
Thai people are fuming right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not vermicelli. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's even the English name of that?
I don't know.
Rice noodles, right?
It's
No,
like
not
these
glass
like
noodles.
yeah, it's just like these piles of like noodles, and then you just take them and dip them in the curry. I think.
I don't know. It's on the screen. Mudan, you can figure it out.
I don't know. I don't know what
I'm
it is,
white.
but
Every every Southeast Asian is just like,
Fuck. Oh, I'm failing my own language.
I don't know at what age I realized there was more than one type of noodle.
wow.
yeah. How did you like as a white man, as the token white
See,
man?
like I feel like your view of noodles was like my view of bread. Because like for me, every
Probably, yeah.
every bread was just the same. I'm sure I'm saying this, and everyone in Europe just like dies a little.
What? Bread is so varied.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely way more types of bread than there are noodles, though.
No.
Yeah, there is.
I
Yes,
don't
there
think so.
is.
I don't
Come
think
on.
so.
We're gonna have to Ashley. Can you look up to see if
There is
there are
more
more
types of
types of
bread
bread
than
than there are types of noodles?
100%.
I think there are more types of noodles.
No, there is not.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. It's-
No, pasta is
No,
not.
Pasta's not. Pasta's not. in it.
It's not a noodle.
Yes, I'll have a noodle bolognese, please.
Oh my gosh.
Well, at least you don't try to eat it with chopsticks.
We're going to start World War III with that one coming up.
Yeah, we should stop talking about food. We should stop talking about food. So, you mentioned your real name at the beginning of
I
this
did.
episode, right?
Yeah, my name is Agnes.
Is there anything?
You say it like that.
My name is Agnes.
You're saying it like an android. Like, my name is Agnes.
For the
My name
record,
is
not even my family
Agnes.
calls me that. So that's why I also didn't come out with it because it was.
Oh, by the
Yeah,
way.
who cares?
Yeah. But like, is there like anything else? I mean, I guess we're just gonna dedicate this trash taste to like new things that Aki's never said.
107 things you
Didn't know about Aki Dearest.
Oh God. Okay. I don't even know where to start. I mean, like, I was mentioning earlier, I could probably talk about the fact that I was in military school for like, or military class for like 4 years, and that.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
So it's called NJROTC, Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, and
God
it's
damn, that was drilled into you, man.
Yeah.
How many times did you have to repeat that?
What's the purpose of this?
it's when you want to go into the military, and so when you
want to go into the military?
yes,
Oh, okay.
to fight for their country. But yeah,
I noticed that's
This
a very
is,
American thing. It's
Yeah.
because like I feel like in
It's very
England,
patriotic.
Yeah, it's very patriotic
Yeah.
because in England nobody talks about wanting to go to the military.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
people
almost
just find
did.
themselves in there.
You rarely hear about kids who are like 15, 16 or
I would be
Maybe
banning
that's their
getting that.
parents in it.
Right.
Yeah, so I remember when I came out on Twitter, I was just like, oh, because my mom had showed me like this old photo album, and there was one of me in high school in my dress blues. That's the term for the uniform. And I was like, oh shit, you know what? I never actually came out about that, and that was like a huge part of my life.
What age do you start that?
When the moment you hit high school, you can do it.
So
And
what do you have to
do?
do?
Decide to do that, or do your parents decide?
I did.
Well, because you, from age like 14,
Yeah.
you like decided I want to join the military.
So I did not join.
Speeches.
No. Okay, so my reason for joining wasn't exactly for like the most patriotic reason. It was because had a crush back in high school. He was part of it, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, like it's pretty cool in here." And then I joined, and it didn't work out, but I stayed because I
Okay.
actually started to like it.
Literally join the military
How?
to impress a boy.
Yeah, I know, right? No, it was weird. So when I came out about it on Twitter, I had like this huge imposter syndrome. No one expected that of me,
but like, you're not like, so you can join this thing, but you're not like, you don't have to join the military.
no. Well,
It's just-
okay.
it's just
So
like-
the one that I took in high school, which by the way, mine was actually the strictest in the entire country. This isn't just me saying it. Like you can look it up. But like when you can join military if you want, and you get credited more, like when you join ROTC in university or go to military academies.
So it's like an extracurricular
yeah,
activity?
but basically.
Alright.
But you get credited really well, especially at the one that I went to.
So like, how many hours a week would you do?
Well, the average high school student has 8 classes. ROTC is part of that schedule, plus another one, so I had 9 classes.
So what do you have to do in military school?
Oh God. So a lot of people have misconceptions that
Yep,
like, you have to learn how to
50
fight
points to go
with
by
guns
then.
or whatever, but
Fight,
that's not
we
for high
need
schoolers.
5,
Was
10
it like super
points.
strict? You have
It's
to
a
wake up
very-
at a certain time.
5
So
times
it's a
for
very
including
disciplining
the
thing. It's
transport
not for
stone.
everyone.
Very
A lot of people
complicated. So
get out
5,
in
10
their
points
first
for
year.
this.
I stayed for all 4.
I need the transport
But basically,
stone.
like, so you have
Transport.
like once or twice a week you have to wear your uniform, and it has to be completely perfect. They look at every crease and fold. Like you had to iron it well. Like every time I put my hair up in a bun, they had to check for a little flyaway, so that shit had to be like gorilla glued down, you know?
Yeah.
Which I didn't do.
Gorilla glue on that
Which I
bitch.
didn't do.
You saying
10
this
points
makes
to go
so much
to
sense
get,
because
Yeah.
like we
stone.
obviously we hang out like outside of this, and
I think
like,
this has caused me to have the biggest resting bitch face ever.
and like there will be certain moments where you go into what I call Aki mum mode.
Yeah.
Right? Where, everyone else is a fucking monkey, and then you're just like there, and you're just there to sort shit out. And
Yeah.
it's when something goes wrong, you're just like, okay, mum mode activate.
Yeah,
and you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna sort this out. I'm gonna sort that out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Hearing this makes so much sense now.
Pretty
She
much.
walks into a room and is like, there's not enough discipline in this room. Time to slap it in.
The program I was into, it's an extremely
my
disciplining course,
God.
and you get credited a lot back if you go into university.
So what's like a typical day?
So in
Really
the
fancy.
school, you have to like go through inspection, so you all march outside.
Oh, no,
and then you
no.
stand at attention,
Ah,
and you
fuck.
have to just like you have to learn the art of not showing any expression, and then you have to sound off. So someone comes in front of you, the drill inspector, and then or instructor, and then he asks you a question,
This
and
is
then you
just
have to yell it
depressing.
in his or her face and say, "Sir, ma'am," and answer the question that he had. If you stutter, then you get chewed out a lot. It's a very disciplining thing. They're so for example, in front of me, like you would shit your pants every time, like when it was inspection first thing in the morning. So if I had a girl in front of me, I'd be so nervous. I'd say like,
Tackle
"Good morning,
pain
sir," and then
is
she'd chew
painful.
me out a lot.
Okay, I'm stuck in
Chewing out
actual
as
for
in,
real.
like,
I think.
screaming.
Oh
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
face.
Chewing out is the term that we use
So,
when
yeah,
you're getting
that's
yelled at a lot.
Yeah.
that'd be
So
nice.
and then along with I don't know
You
if
have
any
what? On
other
Chipper Revenge.
ROTC.
I don't have a
members did this,
vote on
in high
Chipper
school as well, but,
Revenge.
I did train also for 4
My vote
days
is on-
every
is not
year
Chipper Revenge.
at USMC, United
It's on
States Marine Corps in San
My
Diego,
life
and that's with real drill
expectancy.
instructors where you have to go into the barracks, you get pushed.
This is so bizarre.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I had a huge big imposter syndrome, and I can't believe I never came out about this on the
Fuck
internet.
this shit.
But
Ah,
yeah,
Because
fuck
it
it.
just completely goes against
Against
your
who-
personality.
I know. It's like I told you, there's a whole different part of my life that has nothing to do with
all,
this.
all I think of when it comes to like military classes, like you know that scene in fucking Full Metal Jacket,
Yeah,
Yeah.
where the dude's just like fucking yelling
Just
at
choose
them.
your
I honestly
LD
thought to
already.
make a video of me reacting to military movies and like RTC movies just to see
See,
if they're
the
accurate
diet
enough.
now.
But like, yeah,
Ex-military professional.
Bring
reacts.
up this monster. I don't care anymore.
So I'll just tell you this.
I
Like,
just will be
being
happy
at
with destroying one of the
USMC,
monster.
You're never gonna get like
Yep,
more
rich
verbally
enemy.
abused than like having 4
Shiana.
Marine instructors.
So,
Yeah, I can
yeah.
imagine.
So what?
when did you decide you weren't going to go to the military?
That was.
Because if you completed all 4 years, I guess how many, like, what percentage of the class that completed 4 years went on to join the military?
Wait. Oh, like everyone that enlisted. Like how many? Got
Like how
Yeah,
many? Like
how many
that-
ended
that
up going
finished,
to the
like,
military?
Actually went to the military.
I'd say like at least like maybe half.
Huh?
Yeah,
Half?
like yeah, it was 50-50 because the thing is like when you're
Sounds
in
like
this
university,
program.
it's like 4 years. You figure out you don't like it.
Yeah, well, no, because like people join this program not just to join the military. It's because it looks very good on your resume. So like you can literally do a lot of things just by saying that you even did this in the first place. Because
right.
it's literally like not for everyone.
It's like,
Ah,
like
rich
Jimmy
enemy.
Edinburgh, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just looks good on your
This
resume.
is
Yeah.
just
That's what they
depressing.
say.
Yeah,
I'd-
that's what they said.
I'd
but-
say like when I first joined, every friend that I made, I'd say I only had one friend left by the end of it. Like, and
Did you enjoy it?
you know what? You feel actually a sense of accomplishment when you do it,
That
especially.
doesn't sound like you enjoyed it.
No, like it's
I don't
well,
feel a sense
so,
of confidence.
So like if when you're in it, like every day of your life, you're like shitting your pants, like not wanting to get yelled at, and it's like I really hope I don't fuck up, like shining shoes and all that, like, and just the physical and mental,
I
like.
just don't know why people would want to do this.
It's because
see.
it makes you because you toughen up, and I feel like people are a lot
There's,
stronger.
there's
than
other
they
ways
think.
to toughen up. I
No,
feel
but
like.
like-
I've met
It's a learning
So like
experience.
yeah, it's a learning experience, and I feel like in any other situation, people would call what I went through abuse, but like you go in like. And with the possibility of going to the military, and you have to be strong. So in order to do that, you're pushed to your limits.
I've met some people who joined because they
If I
felt like
beat
they
this,
needed
I'll be
someone
happy.
to like guide them, like tell them what to do,
Yeah.
and get their
Yeah.
shit together.
Pretty much, and it's not for someone who doesn't like being told what to do. I can tell you that.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, and the actual Marine Corps base, I remember like you'd be yelled at for like pretty much the entire day. Then you'd go to bed at like midnight, and you get to sleep for 4 hours, and that's the only time of peace that you have to yourself. And at 4 a.m, the drill instructors like come banging on the door, and then they like rip your sheets off, and then they tell you to get up, and you have to stand at attention, but you're like all dizzy and stuff. And then by the time I ranked up to chief petty officer, which I guess it's just high ranking, I got to be one of the people to chew out other like cadets.
That would have
And
been
It's just a
That-
flex
you know
off the
what? All of
skin.
so satisfying. so yeah, I went through like 3.5 years by this point being yelled at, and then now you get to be the person to yell at other
Making
people.
a bunch of psychopaths, aren't we?
So basically, like we'd have like our I guess our like a platoon leader. We'd be lined up in front of the door of like our assigned cadets, and then she'd like whisper and count to 3, like, and then on 3 you all have to like smash the door and get open, and then just
You
go
basically
ham.
like fucking Kool-Aid Man. That
Essentially,
shit.
yeah, that's essentially what I did, and I made a few people cry at that. So I'd like
Why
get
did
up.
you-
Yeah, because
But yeah, fuck
Is
them
that like
up.
a badge of honor that you wear there?
but it's because like it's so unexpected when you first meet me. you
Achievement
don't-
unlocked. Course trauma.
Yeah.
we got 3 criers in here. Let's see. Cry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to see your medals or achievement. How many people you made cry? How many kids you made cry?
Yeah. So no, I don't know. It was a learning experience, and again, it's not for everyone. But once you're done, like you're at least proud that you did it.
That's that. You know what that equivalent is? That's the equivalent of like being like the youngest in high school and you having to like wait for the seniors to go on the bus first.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
you become the senior, you're
That's
like out of the
exactly
way,
what-
kids. I waited 5 years for this shit.
That's exactly what that is.
All I'm thinking is, you must have really fucking liked this boy. What? The like,
I mean, like, you know, I was a freshman. I was like 14 or 15. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
still, even if there was like the girl of my dreams and she's like, finna go to the army, you want to come? I'd be like, I'm good. I'm good.
I don't
right?
know about that
Yeah.
one.
well, I
I'm
wasn't
gonna
really
lose
like told
anyway.
properly like how
Like,
strict
literally.
ROTC was, and I didn't
reaching
realize that we were the strictest in
to
the
the-
entire
to
country.
20,000
But then,
students.
But
like,
you would have figured that out like first couple of times.
Yeah,
right?
but then I
the kind of
stayed.
person who's like, I'm gonna do it and ask questions after.
yeah, no, I am. And when I was experiencing it, like I stayed because I was like, I don't know, I actually really like this.
What did you like about it?
I don't know, because like it's really pushing you to your limits. To rank up, you have to do well in academics and you have to do
Yeah.
well in physicals, and you have to completely like pass it with flying colors if you want to get to the rank that I did, which took 4 years.
So you say you got into this because you liked a boy.
Yes.
Was there like a point or a moment when you like in your first
This
year
boy isn't worth it.
in your first year when you just had this realization of, oh shit, this is what I've gotten myself into. Fuck me.
Oh yeah, no, that was like in the first day.
I feel like
And yet you were like 4 years easy.
I feel like without people like you, we wouldn't have raves because you're the kind of person who would turn up to something like, well, I guess I got to do it now.
Yeah.
No one likes the rave when they turn up, and I just leave. But
You know what's funny? When I was 18,
I'm committed. I'm here now.
you know
Yeah.
what's funny? When I was 18, I actually held a rave. That was during a very different Aki time.
Where?
My house.
What?
You
Yeah.
held a rave in your house?
Yeah.
Parents would execute me on
Yeah.
the spot if they found that
Sounds
out.
like
Yeah.
an American Pie plot there or something.
That was a very crazy party. But yeah, I think nowadays I have my other fellow cadets I went with. Like they send me DMs and they still call me by my last name. We never call each other by our first names. And they're just like, holy shit, like you're on YouTube. And meanwhile, like
I do
some.
that too with like my
Oh, really?
build provider.
Yeah, have any of your friends?
That's my tax.
Yeah, with my tax.
Have you guys ever
Thank
like
you.
seen like messages from like people that you didn't even talk to, like that recognize what you do now?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, all the
I,
time.
Yeah.
I actually got one message of this this person who I hadn't talked to since school, and she's a teacher now.
Yeah.
So last time I met her was like years and years and years ago, and she messages me out of the blue to be like, "Yo, I haven't talked to you in years, but can you do me a small favor?" And
That's never a good sign.
Yeah.
and she asked me to record a message for her students, because apparently her students were like big fans of me.
Right.
And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. You know, you can be the cool teacher for your kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you on it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you have this.
Right.
And so I record the message, and apparently after that, she was the cool fucking teacher. So
Yeah, it's so bizarre because like ever since like during uni when I was doing it, like I never told my uni friends or high school friends that I was a YouTuber. So like when I got all these messages on Facebook from like high school friends that I haven't seen in like fucking 10 years
Oberon.
almost, them being like,
Oberon.
"Yo, I saw you on YouTube the other day. I've been watching you for a while." I'm like,
what'd you say to that? How
I
did you
was like-
react to this?
I was like, thanks, but also, hey, it's been 10 years. Like, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, like, how do you react to that?
I don't
Would
know.
you guys go to your high school reunion?
Oh,
Reunion?
I don't know.
My high school was tiny, so like I felt like I was pretty good friends with most of them.
Right.
Yeah, my house, I think I had like 30, 40 people in my year.
Yeah,
It was
in sixth
really,
form, I
really
had,
small.
Like 20.
I had like 800. So
Christ.
Big English school.
You had more people in your class than we did our entire school.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
my school was attached to another school, which was an
Right.
English-speaking school, and I think one of their years was nearly the same size as our whole school, which is just
Yeah, our entire school, I think, had like 600 kids. And
yeah,
there
it
was
was
6
something
years.
around that. Yeah, something around that.
And we were considered one of the biggest schools, too.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Australia
Really be
population,
all
huh?
over the place with that shit. I don't know, like, because do reunions happen every 10 years, is it?
Yeah,
I
it's
think it
10.
is.
yeah,
Isn't it
it's meant
up
to be 10 years.
Who arranges these?
So I
in the
recently looked at like to see if my school was doing one,
Right.
and usually it's on
Where
your,
are you looking? Where
your
do you
school
find it?
your school's website, and there is a specific section for
Your
alumni.
School has a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, our school had a website.
Oh
My
really?
school has a
My
website.
school
My
has
school
like a
does.
section like that says
Pay the budget.
alumni.
Yeah,
And
I've
then-
always wondered like, is it like someone from the year, or is it like one of
It's
the
school.
teachers,
It's
or
the school.
Actually,
I don't think it is, though.
my
I think
high
it's
school,
I think it's by students sometimes.
my high school reunion, which I couldn't go to because I was busy at AX.
yeah.
busy partying.
Yeah, I was just in LA.
I was busy in LA at AX, but it was sorted out by one of the people in my class. So it wasn't
Yeah.
even the school that sorted my one.
Because it would be, because for me it would be next year, 2022 would be 10 years.
I imagine
That's
back
scary,
when
fucking
high school reunions were a thing, it served a pretty good purpose, which was you could actually see these people who you hadn't seen in 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
it's like, well, I've got everyone on Facebook and I see their Instagram photos.
Well, like even if you have some, even if you have
That's true, but
someone on
I feel
Facebook,
like I feel like the purpose of it has really like diminished.
Yeah.
It's still good. I think I would still go because I'd like to see what everyone and talk to everyone. But
I'd like to.
I actually,
do think, like, the magic.
I really wanted to go. You know, but I wasn't.
I'd like
stop
to
my
go
age
if
for it.
there was like, you know, the teachers there as well. That you were like, you
Yeah.
could like catch up with teachers that you were really friendly with.
surely it's got to be like, you know, how depending on how you want to go is depending on is your life better than when you were in like high school, right? Because some people it's up or down. It should be
Aha!
up, you know?
Right.
Some people, you know, maybe it went down a little bit. You know, maybe their golden era was school. And then it's like,
Yeah.
all right, do I want to go?
That's true. Like yours was last year, right? Or this year, I guess.
What, the high school reunion?
Your 10 years. Because what year did you graduate?
2011.
Yeah, so it'd be this year.
Yeah, it'd be this year, and that's why I was checking because I was like, oh, it's reaching 10 years, and they're like, for us, we have our school's website, and there's literally a section for alumni, and it says like homecoming, and you get to log in and say like, are you going? And I saw a list of everyone who's going, and it's so organized. Like, it's because our school's actually been around for a while, so they've had the time, I guess.
My
to,
school like
Yeah.
barely has a Twitter. I think. I don't
Oh,
know what
really?
I don't even know what that
I don't know if my school has a Twitter. Go on.
Yeah, and like I
That'd
just
be
want,
weird.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
follow.
God.
I follow my school on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I just wanted to check who was going, but in order to do that, I had to sign up to the website. But I think it put me on the list, so then I got these messages from like old high school people, like being, "You're going," and I'm
You're
like,
like,
"Oh,
"No, I'm just stalking you.
Yeah,
I'm
I was just seeing.
I just
so
wanna know what you're all
I'm
up
just
to.
lurking. No promises. No promises. Not
yeah,
going to show up.
yeah.
Because I've heard like there are some high
Well,
schools where like
he's-
say like they don't have a website where it's
Well, he
literally just someone
recently-
from
Someone
that
does
year
it.
being
Yeah.
like, so I've like booked the pub
Yeah, boys,
like down the
yeah,
road,
That's
like
exactly what happened with my school.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was literally just a Facebook group that everyone got invited to,
Yeah.
and apparently some people showed up, and
Uh-huh.
I kind of wish I did.
I mean, I remember when I was in high school. Obviously, you see them on TV all the time. High school reunions. I'm like, I don't fucking see anyone. I hate it here. I don't want to meet anyone. I'm like that one edgy anime character who's like,
Right.
no, they don't all know.
They all
about-
bullied me back
They all
then.
don't know that I'm 1200 rating in chess. You know, like okay, but
It's that fucking meme where
Yeah,
the guy standing in the corner
yeah,
being
yeah,
like, they don't know I'm a
like-
pro COD player.
like the first 3 years, I was like, nah, fuck high school reunions. I'm too cool for that. But then
Yeah.
more and more it goes down. I'm like, you know what? I think I'd actually like to see how everyone's going.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I'm genuinely curious, especially during quarantine. I had this like weekend when I'm just like, man, I wonder what everyone's up to, because I feel like you get that day one
When
day.
you hire a PI, what'd you do, guys?
No, just you know, you see what people are up to on Facebook because you haven't talked to them in years.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
They had all these dreams and aspirations. You see some people who are able to like, you know, some people who have just been stuck in their hometown.
I feel like most people wanted that where I grew up. I think it was almost expected that you never really leave the town.
Yeah,
you
I
kind
feel
of
like
live
that's
in the
like
area.
a small town mindset, because
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
a lot of people. I talk to Sydney's family a lot, and the people
Yeah.
living in her town, and everyone kind of just stays in that one town, and
Yeah.
you're kind of like you're kind of like part of a clan, and if you leave the clan, you're like this. You're
banished.
You're dishonoring the
You're
clan,
like,
right?
you're like the one who thought you were too good
Yeah.
for the lifestyle. Because like nearly like I think most people in my family, like really all generations, live near the same area, like within an hour drive.
Yeah.
And that's really weird to think about now that everyone lives within like an hour drive, like generations of families. So I'm like, wait, did no one have the idea to just like leave?
I feel like as a kid, it's a really like exotic idea to live somewhere else and be somewhere new.
Right.
But then I feel like you underestimate just how much you like comfort.
Yeah.
You know,
Like it really takes a lot for someone to be like, I'm going to live in a new country.
Yeah.
And even for those of us who live in different countries, I know, you know, there are a lot of things about home that I'm sure you miss. And even if, you know, you really like the place that you live in, there's a lot of things you miss as well.
Like it's massive props to, you know, like I think all three of our parents, right?
Yes,
that, you know,
the
had the balls to be
second
like,
place was
I'm just gonna
huge.
go to this country I know fucking nothing about.
Yeah, so
It's like-
my parents took it pretty like easily for me.
Yeah,
going
because
to
it's
another
like
country.
Thailand to the UK, Philippines to America,
Yeah.
and in my case Japan to Australia, right?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've always
Meanwhile,
wanted
I
to.
had like
But-
5 generations.
That never
in the
moved.
same town.
Oh
Yeah, my
Lord.
DNA test is like 100% British. Like, there's no one in my family who's
Right,
from
right.
any other country.
Right.
And
Yeah.
any like way.
Well, because like you also like you not only your parents not only moved from the Philippines to America, but they also moved to probably the most like non like friendly place for
yeah.
like non-white people, right?
Yeah, so I was technically born in Bakersfield, California, because the labor clock was ticking. But then as soon as I was born, they went to Virginia, and then I lived half my life in a place that honestly sounds like the beginning of like an RPG game. It's called Mechanicsville. And like, it sounds like something in Ni no Kuni, honestly.
Yeah, it is like a JRPG name.
Yeah, and then so
Starting village.
Yeah,
Well,
Mechanicsville.
what was weird is like I didn't even realize I had like this weird, I guess, almost country twang to my accent until I came to the West Coast, to Las Vegas, and then people were teasing of like the way I say y'all, or the fact I even say y'all a lot. So I had to kind of
I
like
didn't realize that Virginia they say y'all.
yeah.
Because it doesn't. Because you look at it on a map and it's like, oh, that's nowhere near Texas. so of course they're not.
Texas is not the only place.
No,
that
but
says
like just
y'all.
someone who knows nothing about America,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you hear y'all, you immediately think, oh yeah, Texas.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
Southerner. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
right.
That's what I think.
But like
Yeah, yeah,
Virginia's
yeah.
not even in the South. It's like kind of halfway up
but
on
it
the
is
East
also
Coast.
like kind of like the founding ground. So
Yeah,
where
but
that
no,
kind of
yeah, but
spread
no,
out.
most people don't
Yeah, no
know that.
one knows that except me.
Yeah.
I know that.
Like,
Oh.
I like U.S. history.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
like.
because there's barely any of it.
no, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's
compared to
true,
the
there's
UK.
nothing.
Yeah, no,
UK history is so fucking confusing.
I
You're like,
went through a weird period where I was obsessed with your guys' history and culture.
there's so much of it.
And there's like so many bands that like I love that none of my friends in the U.S. can relate to. Like I think when we were at karaoke, Garnt was so surprised I was playing Kaiser Chief. I Predict a Ride, because
yeah.
that doesn't seem like or Take That, Shine. Like
Take that. Just to give you, like, my mum and her friends love Take That. That's the kind of demo that they have in the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first time she was playing Take That, and I saw the music video, was like, wow, the Backstreet Boys got
They're-
really old.
It's basically the UK Backstreet Boys for middle-aged women who are married.
Yeah.
Basically.
Kind of like their target demo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? It's like it's not until you kind of like look deep into like the whole like US, I guess, like geography, that you realize that, oh, just because it's not in a particular area, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't talk the same way, right? Like I don't know what I thought people in Virginia sounded like. I thought maybe they sounded closer to like people from New York.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like
New York's kind of like its own thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like the way, like, some Americans are probably hearing this right now and being like, and cringing, because
Yeah.
I feel like the way we talk about American geography is how we feel when we hear Americans talk about Europe or something.
Yeah.
I think, like, as someone from the UK, I think that British accents and like where they're laid out is 20 times more confusing. than
Oh,
the US.
100%.
I think they are.
Yeah.
as
The
well.
US is so easy to keep track of where someone's from based on their
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah.
And the UK,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this guy sounds completely different to person. Like A person sounds different from B person. They could either be like 2 hours apart or literally 5 minutes in a different town.
Yeah.
Because
It is
what's
insane.
confusing about UK accents is that you can travel a small amount of distance
Oh, yeah.
and have a widely varied accent.
Well, I mean, just in London, there's like 20 different accents,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
just a
exactly.
city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know, whereas in Australia, I think Australia's the only English-speaking country that doesn't have regional dialects or accents.
They just have like degrees of like strength.
Yeah, but that's not based on where you are. That's
Right,
based
right,
on
right.
how far off the coast you are.
Yeah.
It's like the further inland you are, the less you're able to understand
It's
them.
just an Aussie scale, basically, and you scale up. the further
You
go.
scale up the further inland you go. It's like, oh yeah, you're definitely from the inland if I can't understand what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, like Kevin, for example, right? He's
Yeah.
from Perth, which is all the way on the west coast, and I'm
Right.
from the east coast. But if you ask someone who doesn't know Australian accent,
Yeah, you do sound.
we would sound exactly the
you
same.
sound
Oh
exactly
my
the
God.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in America at all. Like in America, you can clearly tell if someone's from New York versus California,
pinpoint
right?
pretty well, yeah.
I-
Like even like Louisiana or like I don't know, like just from Texas to California, they just say like a lot. Yeah, I don't know. And yet,
I wonder, did your obsession with the UK start with The Crown? Is that why?
no, actually way before that.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's cool.
Harry Potter.
No, actually.
okay.
Where does your
No.
UK
Who
obsession?
was
Yeah,
it?
where did
You can normally pinpoint which show
Yeah.
gets people into like,
Beatles.
British.
Yeah, I feel
What,
like,
what was the start of your Teaboo
What'd you
phase?
say?
is the
Black Butler.
Black Butler? Did it start with Black
no,
Butler?
I
It's a
thought,
ball student.
no, I don't know. Like, is the Click 5 British?
What the
I
fuck's
have
the Click
never
5?
heard of that.
Hold on. Man, I feel like I've
What is it? It's a band? TV
Yeah,
show?
it's a band.
After you watched
Sorry
The
about
Crown,
being
you were
May,
like,
can you look
I'm-
up the Click
I'm
5?
very focused right now.
Yeah, after you watched The Crown, you were
Super
like,
Are they
"Connor,
British?
I'm gonna learn Welsh."
What?
Yeah,
Huh?
actually.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
Never mind.
They're from Massachusetts.
Very
I
focused
don't
right
know
now,
who
so
the hell
let
it
me
was.
check
I know I
fucking
just
Welsh.
listened to a band, and then it just got me into British music, and then from there I just got into British culture. Well, I just happened to also be watching Harry Potter at the time.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
then
that
you
might
watched-
have somewhere in there.
Yeah, but then you watched The Crown and you told Connor, like, I'm
oh
gonna learn
fuck,
Welsh.
I love the
Yeah,
Crown.
you were like trying to like speak Welsh, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah,
no one
bec-
does this. What are you doing?
because it was so pretty. Like I
Good,
was just like,
thank you.
man,
Yeah.
Thank you. It is.
I think
Yeah.
Welsh.
Everyone said no. So many people are like, "Wow, it sounds disgusting," and I'm like, "You just
Really?
listen to it."
No, I think Welsh sounds fucking dope.
yeah, I like Welsh. I don't know.
Best flag in the world,
Disgusting.
baby. Best flag in the world. You seen our flag?
It's just a dragon.
Fucking epic, isn't it?
It's just a dragon.
So fucking epic. I love that flag.
Just a dragon.
It's just a dragon.
Yeah.
Imagine saying it's just a dragon.
It's just a
Go and
dragon.
play with your stars and stripes. I'm gonna play with a fucking dragon. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, go. I remember. Sorry, one last point about the flag.
Yeah.
Remember, Joey said it's so hard to draw. No, it's not. You just draw a basic shape. You know it's that flag. Easy.
You're
what-
he's so patriotic. You have a picture of your flag above your bed.
I did. Yeah. I did
He has
in
a
London.
He has
yeah.
a picture
Really?
of his like. Is it a picture or a painting? Is
It
it,
was
or
a canvas.
yeah, it was a canvas
Of the Welsh
the
flag.
Welsh flag.
Just to remind yourself in the morning, being like, "Yep, still Welsh."
Because what happened was is that when I was filming videos at live stream, the thing my wall was always in the back. And I
Right.
thought, well, why not just let people know?
I
where
didn't
the
know
fuck
it
I'm
at the
from, so
time.
Stop asking me.
I didn't know that was your flag at the time. I thought like when we were like on Discord.
like
and
a
I-
Harry Potter
like,
house?
I always
flag or
saw it in the
something.
back like behind Connor. I always thought it was like some kindergarten project that you worked on because it looked like a painting.
Some macaroni ass.
The garden project.
Because it looked like painted, like on a little canvas. I was like,
See,
oh,
this is-
cute.
Flags nowadays are fucking boring, right? Even back then. Like,
What do you mean nowadays? They haven't changed.
No, because the UK flag is a new flag. Before that, we used to
Is
have like
it?
all like these weird coat of arms that were like fucking badass and had shit all over. Yeah, it's
Right,
new.
right,
It's
right,
from the when all the countries united.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Our family
what's it called?
crests
The
just
Union
a-
Jack? Is that what you're talking
yeah,
about?
Union Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
Are family crests just a UK thing, or is it?
So like, I think someone pointed out one time because I said I wore a kilt
Yeah.
to a wedding. That's
Yeah.
only for if you are in a clan, in a Scottish clan. Actually, my second name is a Scottish clan name, and then you would get like a coat of arms or a symbol. But
Oh,
it's not
okay.
a family association.
That's cool though.
Yeah. So there's like there's a
Imagine,
small
it's like
clan.
there's something about
Boom,
clan that
chocolate,
just
la, la.
sounds cool.
Yeah, right?
Except now that like
Yeah, it kinda got ruined.
gaming has just ruined the term
Oh
clan.
my god!
and, like,
Join my gamer clan.
and like history, you know. But like,
yeah.
yeah, it used to be, it'd be pretty cool to be like, yeah, I'm in a Scottish clan. It's badass.
Yeah.
My second name's Scottish, and a lot of my older family is from Scotland. So
There's
whenever
something
we had Scottish
I don't know what
weddings-
it is about the word clan that is just so much cooler than like the word family.
Yeah.
You know, it's like join my family.
Well,
No,
'cause
join
it
my
sounds-
clan.
Family is everyone has a family.
Yeah.
A clan
Yeah.
sounds like it goes to war.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you fight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
with
yeah.
the
Die
clan.
for each other.
You die for the clan.
blood
Oh,
oath.
so we see some of this.
you because like especially in Asian culture,
Yeah.
like one thing that confused Sydney so much is just we refer to like everyone as like brother and sister, basically.
Right.
Like so whenever I'd introduce
well,
like
some places in America do that too.
No, but like in Southeast Asia, like if some stranger I've never met says they're my uncle, I will 100% believe them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just maybe that's another reason I also have never like thought of dating like another like Southeast Asian because I'm like, it feels like I'm dating my brother or whatever.
honestly, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah,
Really?
like I just
Yeah.
Can't get to white girl.
I'm just like, oh yeah, and like Joey, like you're just Hafu, so it's okay.
Well, yeah, but I'm not Southeast
Yeah,
Asian.
you're not
Yeah,
Southeast
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
Asian.
When I first saw you on when I first saw your videos, I thought you were like Hispanic or Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
I couldn't
everybody
pinpoint what you
says-
were.
Bollywood star.
Yeah, everyone links me like a Bollywood like star, and it's like this you.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing. It's like it's three things. Do they have the scruffy hair? Do they have the beard? And is their brown the skin slightly brown?
Yeah.
That's Joey.
In Japan, like especially when I wear a mask and he was wearing a mask, people think that I'm the one that speaks fluently when really it's Joey.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. I hate it.
That's
I mean,
our boy.
it's useful when you're taking your friends around because I can tell sometimes when Joey just cannot be bothered to play translator.
Yeah.
I love doing that sometimes. Like I remember I took my uni friends, like my three like Australian uni friends to Kyoto for the first time. and they'd never been to Japan. And of course, because I'm the only one who can speak Japanese there or have been to Kyoto, of course I had to play the translator/tour guide. But I was like, one day I just woke up, I was like, fuck, I'm so tired of this. You know what? I'm just gonna pretend I can't speak a word of Japanese. They'll never know. And we went to this like really nice restaurant, and I remember the clock was ticking, and we had to order right now because the place was closing. And it was like, Joey, we want this, and I was like, Eigo menu arimasu ka? And they were so pissed off, but I was like, hey, now you know how it fucking feels.
Yeah.
I don't get paid for this shit.
Yeah.
No, because that's how I feel whenever I have like a friend round in Thailand, where it's like you'll do it for like a week or something, and then it just gets tiring, and
It really does.
yeah, that'll be you.
Tell them what I want.
All the fucking time.
You just have to. You just feel like you're, hanging around with a bunch of babies, and you just gotta do everything, right? Because that's why I feel like guilty whenever I ask you to do something, because I know exactly how that feels.
Is it
Like,
mirror
oh, does
effect?
baby want a
Yeah,
meal?
it's
That is
flickering.
So yeah, one thing I've always wondered is that one of the difference is that you guys definitely had a point where you kind of blew up with your YouTube and everything, which was like kind of unprecedented in our community. What was that like? Because I've always had this gradual growth where I've never had a point when, I suddenly just woke up one day and a month later I gained 100k subs or something like that.
Right.
I think because you guys at one point got like 250,000 subs in 1 month. And I think that's the most that...
I think hers was bigger. I think, the max I ever got was like 150, 200k in a month.
Yeah.
That was when you all started collabing.
Yeah, and then I think your biggest one was almost like 400k in a month, right?
Yeah.
You had like 100k in a week.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
I remember that too. Like, I think I said it earlier in the podcast that
Oh
like,
my
when I
God,
called
that
you,
was
I wanted to throw up.
quite
'cause,
concentrating.
like, I don't know. It's like I knew I wanted to do YouTube, but then once like you see that number going up, I suddenly felt like someone pushed me in the middle of a stage and said dance. Like,
Right.
and then all of a sudden there was just like this huge amount of pressure over a video that I didn't even really take that seriously, and then
Well, because I remember like
Which
you...
video was it?
Vocaloid.
The Vocaloid one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I remember you made like a video which was like, those good old like obligatory like thank you for 100,000 subscribers
I
thing.
remember,
and
yeah.
then literally a week later
I made a 200.
you made thank you for 200,000 subscribers.
I did do a 200k, and then like I think
Yes,
a week
me?
later I was like, should I do the 300?
What did
I'll
it
just
be?
say it in
What?
passing, in the video. So yeah, no, that was really crazy. And I still can't believe that happened like over 6 years ago. But I mean, maybe I wasn't really part of the anime community. It's tough to really feel what that must have felt like, especially for you, like where you've been in it.
Right.
Like really heavily invested. I was in AMV, which is like a tier of its own. So I wasn't really. I watched like a lot.
This
of
is the
like,
one of the
older
weirdest
stuff,
team.
on that old account, but
Schoolgirl 101.
yeah, on the Skullgirl 101. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I commented on one of those old videos, but other than that, like I was just more focused of like what I was supposed to do, and like that by
Like,
that point,
most of
Joey
them
and I
don't
had
do
already
much damage because of Leo.
made a decision that we weren't going to
Yeah,
work out. So
that's true.
I was just very much on my own thing, and
Like, for
he
some
was
reason, I
doing his
don't
own
want
thing.
to see her.
but yeah.
Yeah, because you've kind of like transitions. I've like talking to you like more recently. You've definitely tried to transition away from just doing anime content.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was there anything that pushed you to
I'm
do that, or
learning.
was it just like your interest kind of diverged a bit?
No, I think it's just because like everything I do now is stuff
But
that
why
I just
Leo with
honestly
a
genuinely
beast rider
interested in.
clone?
And like I said
It's
before,
very
like anime just
weird.
puts Japanese culture in front of you, and that's why I called myself an
Wait,
otaku
that
channel.
was
Just
Spraha
because like, I'm not
Singer.
here to really give an analysis on an anime. There's so many other YouTubers that I think can do the job better than me. So
I mean, even though you technically started in that field, though,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like,
know, yeah. It was
everything you didn't know about was technically an analysis.
Yeah,
video.
yeah. But I mean, I didn't go doing that series to think like, oh, this is gonna surpass everyone. I just did it because it's fun to do at the time. But yeah, I don't know. Totally forgot what you had just asked.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that basically every anime YouTuber we know now is trying to do their best to
Oh.
move away from anime content.
Right.
Okay, yeah, now
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's just also it comes with being a personality. I have that privilege that I can, explore, and I know that everyone's going to be okay with it as long as I'm in it. And so I just do stuff I genuinely like to do.
Yeah.
Unlike when it was anime, I felt like there was a lot of pressure that I have to talk about a specific anime, and then like have to talk about like what's hot right now. What is something I can say that no one everyone else has said, when you're just personality and the world's your oyster, things are a lot more easier for you.
That was
What?
I think
Oh
anyone
my
who
god, it
gets, like, boxed into any type of content.
It
eventually
managed to,
feels like, oh, I want to do something else, but my audience.
Yeah.
it's literally
Like,
me.
yeah, but I think every single YouTuber like goes through that. Well, not every
Yeah.
single one, but every single YouTuber's definitely thought about doing other
Yeah.
content,
Yeah.
and it's either makes a second channel to do that content or changes their
Yeah.
current.
I guess
Yeah.
like I almost was on that path of like kind of almost becoming a top 10 channel with the everything you didn't know about series, and I was like,
Well,
I don't.
because it was a huge thing back then.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
huge thing, but I was like, "Oh, I don't want to keep doing this. So I like slowly, like, I just thought it was just natural to just show my face. And the face that I decided to put myself in was the Vocaloid one, which I think also helped perpetuate my subscriber count at that point, because now you could see who I was, who was the person that was talking about this shit.
Yeah.
So then through that, people wanted to know me. So then I still did Vocaloid, but in between I had fillers of who I was. And then eventually I gradually got rid of the Vocaloid stuff and just wanted to do my own stuff. And now that I'm in Japan, I was like, what anime fan doesn't want to go to Japan? And what anime fan doesn't want to go to, like, different types of cafes? So I was like, I'm gonna just do just that, because I know that my audience wants to do this stuff. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm kind of like their, what is it? Not gateway in. I'm like,
Introduction.
yeah, introduction. They're living vicariously through me, I guess, through this content. And yeah, I don't know. That's just the way I
Yeah,
view
I know.
it.
I get that, because like, especially one thing that makes me uncomfortable with my own content
Yeah.
is when people kind of see us as, like, say, ambassadors of anime, where,
Yeah.
like, I'm just a guy who just has an opinion. But
What did Geeks Lost call us again? The heroes of anime.
no, but what, it makes me uncomfortable when people are like taking my opinion really, really seriously when I say like
your word is gospel?
Yeah, like I like X or like what, and people are just like, yo, Giguk said it, he ruined this community or something, and it's just
Yeah.
like, dude, it's just I
just
know as
memeing,
much as
man.
I'm just memeing. I know as much as anyone else.
It really says something when like the audience takes your opinion more seriously than you take your own opinion.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I feel that
Yeah.
way with just not my, my content, but with the Trash Taste as well. When
Yeah.
some people take what we say on Trash Taste very seriously, and sometimes we do talk about serious topics, but when it's just something about anime or something, I'm
Yeah,
just
it's like,
like, come on, dude.
who cares? It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I have noticed, like, I have to ask though, true crime. So,
Every girl's newest favorite topic.
So recently,
Yeah.
recently we've caught up, and you started talking about your newest obsession and some of your new content, which is very true crime-esque.
Yeah.
We've recently released a video on the Otaku Killer.
Mm-hmm.
I found it funny because we hadn't talked for a while, and Sydney also very much went into this phase, and
Mm-hmm.
she's
What
liked
country is this
serial
from?
killers for a lot of times, but
Mm-hmm.
but now it seems like every girl is into true crimes and true crime podcasts.
So you want to see from a female's perspective of why
Yeah,
the fuck that this
how
is a
did
thing?
this
Yeah,
start?
why?
Yeah.
What happened?
I like true crime, and I don't really know why I like true crime.
No.
I just find real life.
I find that shit fascinating as fuck. But there's a difference between liking the content and it being the first thing I watch in the morning. You know?
I did ask one of the girls, sorry, before you answer, I did want to, this made me laugh a lot. I asked, why do you like true crime? And they were like, oh, it's like preparation. Like, to defend myself in case this happens. And I'm like, yo, how often are you going to come across a serial killer who specifically duct tapes like 10 victims together? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was funny because being with Sydney for so long, she's from Wisconsin, and one of the things they're apparently proud of is that there are so many killers that have come from Wisconsin. So
Isn't it like the #1 state with like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most
yeah.
amount of
This is not
serial
a bad
killers?
thing. Hey guys, come to Vermont. We have the most sex offenders in Vermont. Like, what?
So she had always prided herself on I am the serial killer otaku, and then suddenly in like the past year or two, every girl started getting into serial killers and true crime, and I'm just here thinking, where did this come from? Where did this start?
Honestly, I feel like just the blow up has happened because true crime YouTubers, specifically criminal psychology, just started getting recommended, and it's like awoken something I think we all really like. Because for me, I never thought of this as a girl thing until like you told me when we met up, and then I was like, no, that's not a thing. And then then the next day, like I just remember like Charlotte like texted me. She's like, yeah, so you're coming up. We're gonna watch the true crime stuff. I said, yeah. Oh my fucking god. This is a thing. So for me personally, I always thought it just came from me really liking horror, and then and me taking psychology. The reason I loved serial killer stories is not what they did, but it's like the psychology that goes through it, because serial killers have a lot of them are very intelligent, and the shit that they have to do to get to that point it's almost like the more I read it, the more I don't want to think it's real. It seems like it's just so
It's stranger than fiction.
it's so strange. So that's why I liked true crime. And then like with the YouTube channel Criminal Psychology, I just like it that someone had the patience to take like the raw interrogation and break down why they ask these questions, because you can't help but applaud some of these like interrogators that they do this for a living, and they know exactly what questions to ask you, not for you to answer, but to just see how you're going to respond. Sometimes they leave you alone just for you to stew in your own thoughts. And Garn was laughing at this because I was like, I sometimes feel like when I watch it, I'm the one being interrogated. Like I feel like I have to lie myself out of this. I'm just watching the fucking thing. But yeah, so then I started the true crime stuff in Japan, because in Japan I've always just thought, there's always that thing, everyone knows that crime is really low in Japan, but when shit happens in Japan, it's from like 0 to 100. It's like in America, it's nothing like, it's weird, take this with a grain of salt, normal, like guy kills girlfriend for cheating on him, right? It's not that. It's like, I'm going to like burn everyone alive and like post it like on 2chan just because I feel like it, and it's like nothing builds up between that. So my true crime stuff is like, I want to look back of what the fuck happened to this
It's like
guy.
an episode of Black Mirror sometimes.
Essentially.
right?
Well,
Yeah, and I love
think
Black
it's also
Mirror.
just like, in the
Sorry,
US,
guys,
they
I
might
didn't mute my
assume
mic for a
that
while.
it could be something bad that's happened, right? But in Japan, I feel like, because crime doesn't happen that much, I think the police never like think that this
Yeah.
guy might
Yeah.
be going after children or something.
Yeah.
Also, like one.
And I have also noticed that with at least Japanese like true crime, a lot of like I guess people in Japan don't talk about it because they don't like it.
It's
They're like-
taboo.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, no, don't forget it. Let it be.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting seeing like people like yourself trying to find stuff out about it, because it's like so buried because they don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And so
Before you go on, sorry, I cut you off.
I completely forgot what I was going to
No,
say.
but like again, like it, but then it, like I totally get the obsession in that, right? And I totally
I
get
get
like
it.
watching these interrogation stuff, super fucking
but you want to know
fascinating.
why it's all girls.
Yeah, but like there's a difference again between like looking at an interrogator doing his job and being like, wow, the psychology behind this is fucking fascinating. And fucking waking up like 7 in the morning and you just from the living room you just hear his
Her
arms were cut off.
her eyes were gouged out. Her tongue
and,
was slit
and I
out.
go in, I'm like, what the fuck's happening? You're just like sitting at the table eating cereal, like like it's nothing.
That's just our mornings. I was
Yeah.
like bonding with Joey earlier to be like, do you wake up to true crime podcasts?
Yeah.
And your girl listens to true crime podcasts? Because I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte was telling
Like,
me
I'm
that-
just it's like the sunlight's coming through, the birds are chirping, it's a lovely day, and
Yeah.
you just hear like,
Yeah.
and so he brutally murdered these girls in the most gruesome way
Yeah.
possible.
I
Here's how they
remember-
did it.
Number 10.
Yeah,
remember-
number 10.
Remember, we even went up to the north and we were meeting Charla, and then like you guys wanted to go to bed, but she's like, hey guys, I'm gonna go upstairs. Does anyone want to watch the true crime thing with me? I'm like, I'll do it. And then she's like, all right, let's go. And,
me-
so literally, you and Luke were just
yeah, me and my friend were just like, all right, see you
that.
later.
yeah,
Have a
and
nice day.
then I don't know. It's just like, because it's just people talking, and well, no, I'm not also not.
Yeah,
one
but
to
then,
talk.
but then at the same time, right? It's the double-edged like thing of like, what the girls will be like, yeah, we love watching true crime, but then when you tell a girl that you watched a 2-hour Frederick Newson down the rabbit hole video, they'll be like, why would you watch that?
Yeah, like, bro, they're amazing. Like, what do you mean?
Meanwhile, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't want to watch a 2-hour down the rabbit hole episode. I am gonna go watch a 6-hour interrogation. Bro. It's like,
with some guy commentating over it, the like button. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That meme of just like, I bet he's thinking about other girls. It's just the boys watching Super Monkey Ball speedruns or something like that.
Did you watch the Netflix documentary about like the I think it's like the hotel? It's about like the
Yeah, the hotel where
Yeah.
they find the girl in the
water tank.
oh, the water tank one.
Oh yeah, that's a really famous
I
case.
really liked that one because it was like you thought like it's about this case, and they suddenly were like, yeah, so about these redditors, man.
Yeah.
It was really cool because it actually like because it was quite recent. It was like giving you the perspective of the cops at the time, and they were getting so frustrated that people online kept trying to fucking solve the case, and they wouldn't stop coming up with crazy ass conspiracy theories. And it made me think. It was like I was like, oh yeah, it must be so fucking annoying being a policeman now, where everyone is trying to do your job. And
Yeah.
it's like release every detail to
I
us.
was gonna watch that documentary, and I brought it up to Aki. I was like, "Oh, they made a documentary about the this case," and she's like, "I already know
Yeah,
everything
she
about
already
it."
knows the details.
So I never ended up watching it.
But I gotta ask, like, because if you consume a lot, where is the line with YouTubers talking about like real life cases?
What
What do you mean?
Like, because Do you think it's free game? They can say whatever they want, conspiracy theories and all. They can talk about it, like, because it's like kind of rough. Because it's like you only have X amount of facts, right?
So
Yeah.
what
How
I
far
do,
are you allowed to talk about?
so
to the
I
point
went
where-
pretty fucking deep with the Otaku Killer one. With that one,
But you didn't present any theories, right? Like you just told the case,
yeah,
like the
because
facts.
yeah, when it comes to presenting theories, I would say that like. I don't know, because for me, I want to go over cases that are already like closed.
Right.
By that point, like, and it's been a substantial amount of time.
You don't want to
since then.
accidentally solve a case.
Because
right?
like, okay, so I don't know if you guys knew about, like, you probably heard of that Twitter killer in Japan.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even want to touch that because that was still going on, and I didn't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, and
like
also,
with my
I-
video, you know.
I feel so bad for these, like in that
cops.
documentary as well, like the cops and also the families. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like this whole documentary was going on about this hotel. You should watch it, by the way. What is it called? Do you guys know?
No, I don't.
I don't know what it's called.
I'm sure it's a good documentary. My problem with a lot of Netflix documentaries I find nowadays is that it feels like they drag it out
They
so
do,
much.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I remember because I knew the basic details of this case because I've heard it from like secondhand,
Yeah.
just hearing Sydney listen to different cases. So I knew the case, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll find out a bit more about the details. And then I watched 60 Minutes, and the first episode was just literally building up the hotel itself, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I already know what happens.
Who cares? It's
I
a
don't
shit
care about
hotel.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
get
get
it.
it.
It's a Skid Row
It's a
hotel.
bad hotel, and they focus on this couple who's just this British couple who's like staying in a hotel. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about the couple. Just give me the main facts, please. That's been my big problem.
It was really interesting because it was like the only one that like looked at like the online critics or online like people who are trying to solve it in like a critical way.
Yeah.
Because there was
Yeah.
another one that was called like "Don't Fuck with Cats."
I
and this
love
one-
that one.
I love
Okay,
Don't Fuck
I
with
liked
Cats.
it, but I could not fucking
Stand
stand
the girl?
woman. Oh my god! And how she
Yeah.
was presenting it like
We're just like-
a couple of guys online.
No,
about to
it
solve
wasn't.
a murder. And
No,
it's
it
like
wasn't
this-
even that. It was just like we're just like internet nerds, just trying to like. Yeah, it was.
It's like-
Oh god.
I understand that like the modern cases, a lot of innocent people.
But
play
I
in
like
there,
the way
but-
Don't Fuck with Cats builds it up. Like
Yes,
it
they
doesn't
did-
even
they did build it up well.
they don't even show you Luca Mignogna's face until the very end, even though they easily could have, because they want you to like see everyone's perspective like that was involved in this.
That one was crazy, and it would have been so much better if they had just replaced that woman with just a standard narrator or something else. Like, no offense to the woman, it was infuriating watching this.
Yeah.
How she was just talking about cats being murdered, and then she was like, "Wow, that was wacky," and then we
or
found him killing other people.
or
And
if
it's
she
like,
could,
what?
or if she could have just like stuck with
It
the
was
facts.
the acting. It was the acting. that
Yeah.
drove me
Yeah.
insane.
So,
You
we're
don't
not
need to
being
act on
trusted.
something that
This
like
is the long
is
shit.
about murder and cats
Yeah.
being killed. Like I don't need this.
Yeah, it's
shit
like
right
I don't
now.
need to know the personality
Yeah.
of the presenter. Like I just give me the facts.
I think one of the big reasons I could never get into true crime, or like I've never been able to fully invest in it, is just because it feels like to me, I know it's not intentional, but it feels like to me it's you kind of view this as like a fictional story. You view it
Yeah.
as like an entertainment kind of an entertainment based thing.
Yeah.
And I remember watching Don't Fuck with Cats, and very very fascinating story. That's not what I'm saying. And they had a segment on this, but it just feels like it just for me it feels a little bit wrong, or I just feel a little bit dirty when I know that I'm watching this for entertainment, when I know that someone got fucking murdered,
Yeah.
and that this is like some families' lives has been ruined by this, and
Yeah.
you know all the attention is on the murderer. And I know they did do like a segment on how nobody remembers the victim, and that's just the fucking ugly truth of it. And that's why that's the big line for me when it comes to like true crime and watching like a good horror movie or a good like fictional
This
story. Is that
means,
I can't
to prevent
I can't,
myself
wash
from
away
getting
this feeling that
torn
I'm just kind of
down
like
just
listening to
with
this
systems.
like
The
I don't know what the right
resistance.
word is, but it's just like I'm viewing this real life event, this real life tragic event as an entertainment piece, because that's what it is. It's an entertainment piece, and that's kind of like why I've not been able to get into it.
So would you prefer then, say hypothetically, if they like properly go over like the family side of thing?
I don't know what the right way to go about is.
Yeah.
It's just
maybe there is no right way. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a right. Because it's just my mental block. Because I find something like, for example, Monster fascinating, because it's like
Yeah.
a really deep character study on what it means to, are you born evil, or is evil something you learn along the way? And
Right.
but the reason I'm in it. The reason I can invest in it is because I know it's a fiction. There's that barrier that I know that no
There's
one's
like that
heard.
moral barrier,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's kind of like, I guess, telling, story about wars and stuff though as well, right? There's tons of death in that, and
Yeah.
that's just because more often than not, you just used to tell stories about stuff that had happened, stuff in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
And even though they have to, unfortunately, I think at times stories do have to be boiled down in a way that will make people listen.
Yeah.
So it does almost, like you say, like, I mean, I understand why the story needs to be said and why it almost does feel wrong that it's entertainment, but I understand completely why it is that way.
Yeah.
Like, for human nature, we've always been telling stories about horrific things.
Yeah.
Because they're stories.
And the stories, and sometimes I feel, it feels, I don't know if wrong is the right word, but it just feels weird to have it presented in a way that is entertaining.
Yeah, I will admit though, the modern like gold rush of true crime is getting a little bit weird.
Yeah,
like it's starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable with how much stuff is being milked and how much is being like kitchen nightmares editing-esque stuff. It's like, it used to go from these are the facts of the case to now it's like Mary didn't know what was coming and then it came.
Because the point is, if you just present the facts of a case, it's boring. It's fucking boring. And I especially feel this whenever I watch like American news broadcasts versus like British news broadcasts.
100%.
Because British news broadcasts are like the most boring news broadcasts ever.
Yeah.
And in America, I remember the first time I went to America, I turned on the news and it felt like I was watching a movie.
Yeah, like I dead ass didn't know sometimes if I was watching the news in America or I was watching an episode of The Cops, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh god, I
edited
was
the
started.
exact same way. Where it's just like, it's a little too like, it's a little too, I guess, and that, I guess, kind of boils down to like that whole genre of films of like exploitation films, right?
Yeah.
It's like some people find it really fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
While others are like, that's not really cool.
I also really like documentaries because I like to figure out, I'm like, all right, who are they trying to get me to root for?
Yeah.
Like, what are they in this? Because it's someone telling a story, right? And they've carefully picked out all these interviews, carefully asked people questions to present it in a certain way. And it's fun. Sometimes I like watching it just to figure out, like, why are they trying to make me think this way? Why are they trying to get me to have this opinion of X character? It's just really interesting.
I guess that's what made like Tiger King so good, right?
I think there's a video by like Quentin Reviews about it. About documentaries. It was really good.
Yeah, because I think what made me realize this is watching Don't Fuck with Cats, where what was his name again? Wasn't
Luca Mignana.
Mignana.
Yeah. Just
Luca.
say Luca.
Just say Luca.
Luca, where all he wanted was to have the spotlight
yeah.
and was to have the attention.
Yeah.
And I remember at the end thinking, oh, he fucking succeeded.
Yeah.
This is everything that he wanted.
I don't have a 4-part.
This is literally like Dark Knight Joker moment.
He got a 4-part Netflix documentary series, dude. He was the real winner out of this, and it just felt dirty to me. I was just like, damn man, I don't know.
Yeah, and yet.
Yeah, I guess when his sole aim was to get attention and then he gets it, that is kind of
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it all just comes from the human nature of like looking at a car crash that you can't look away from. Like we love to torture ourselves
We're
looking
simple
at some
beings.
fucked up
Well,
shit.
one other thing I do want to know is that because I wake up to this and I hear a different story, or like I hear a new episode every time.
Okay.
How many stories have you listened to? How many like how deep does the true crime well go? That's what I want to know.
Because I feel like the gentlemen have only stepped into the kiddie pool, right? Like,
I'm sick of it because I've watched so many now that I can like feel like the formula being formed. It always starts right. They're like, Timmy was a little different, but we never thought that he would ever do anything like this. And then it'd be like, it'd cut to the victim, and it's like, she was only good things, the victim. And then cuts back to the thing. It's like, and then something weird started to happen at school. And it's like, all right, okay, we get it. All right. He was weird, right? But like, they would never say this shit unless he was a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, so when they find out, it's that they only remember bad things. So everyone always says the same shit about every serial killer. It drives me insane.
is that true?
After you've watched like 10
That formula?
documentaries, you feel like you're going insane watching more because you're like, these feel all the same.
I feel like that with a lot of, especially like, I'm making this sound like it's fucking film, but like Western crime, like it starts to feel like the same thing. But I mean, I don't know. Sorry again. I feel again. I mean, with my series and like the one in Japan, every case isn't really the same in my opinion because. I mean, I don't know. Though, at least I literally have.
No, I wasn't saying that the case is the same. It's how the documentary makers present the
story.
Well, the thing is, like with true crime podcasts or true crime YouTube videos that I can see, it's not always like a documentary. It's literally just listing out the events.
Facts. Yeah,
and the facts.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like that.
Yeah, I mean, because to me it feels like I've seen like top 10 lists of like the weirdest crimes or like the top unsolved crimes.
That we have top 10 deaths caught on camera.
My favorites are the top 10 breakdowns in courtroom cases.
Top
I
10
have seen
unsolved
that.
crimes.
Yeah.
And like you go through one top
It's like,
10
what
list,
dictates number 7 over number 8? Like, I don't understand. They're both horrible.
and like I've heard of a few, and you get to a point where it's like asking people what their top 10 anime is. After you've seen enough anime, you see the same cases.
Yeah.
You know what everyone's like.
I love. Go, sorry.
You know what the mainstream anime are, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how I feel like. What are your top 10 crime cases, Aki? What are the ones that stick out to your
List
mind?
them off, chill style.
Oh my god.
Number 10.
But
Go on.
no, you want me to list?
I mean,
Or like off the top of your head, what's your favorite?
What are some of the ones that stick out to your mind?
Well, I literally have like a bookmark like list like this fucking big on my
what's
computer.
your favorite true crime documentary? Like, it comes to mind. Like, when you think.
God, legit, like Don't Fuck with Cats was just perfect to me.
It's pretty
Honestly,
good. It's pretty good.
honestly, that was perfect. Besides like the chick, the fact that like this is a closed case and yet you feel like it's still open.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, the whole presentation was good.
Love those videos where it's like it presents itself as like a really big mystery. It's like a
Right,
mystery.
right,
And
right.
then
Yeah.
like, they're like 2 episodes in, and then they
What
present
the
like what actually happened, like the very plausible, very simple explanation, and then they're like,
Okay.
but some people don't believe that, and then it's like 30 more minutes of like complete utter nonsense, and it's
Just like theories that don't make
just
sense.
complete bullshit. It's like you already have the explanation. Just accept that it's
Da,
fucking
da,
weird,
na,
like real
na,
life
na,
is.
na,
Well, because like,
na,
weirdly
na.
enough, you didn't really like Tiger King.
No, I actually
Which is
really
weird
didn't like
because
it.
like you'd think that the fact that at the end of the day
Yeah.
it's a true crime, right? It's a true crime story.
It
That's just a
is.
little bit
Got a flex check for
Many
sure.
of those people got to be filmed and put
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you didn't like it. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? What was it that like you didn't like about Tiger King that you liked about everything else?
I don't know. Maybe I've just seen and heard so much fucked up stories that like it was just not entertaining to me. I was like, oh yeah.
You've literally numbed
Just a
yourself.
war veteran.
I honestly think it's probably that.
It
Like,
was just like watching a playground argument just
Yeah.
unfold, but with guns and tigers.
I think what I didn't like about Tiger King was the fact that I couldn't believe these were real people.
yeah.
Like I thought they were playing. Like I dead ass thought first 2 episodes. I thought they were playing a character.
I watched it all and I thought, fuck, I just wasted all my time.
for nothing.
I'm just surprised how popular it got.
Yeah,
Like, I
right?
didn't expect.
I just really appreciate, especially I'm rolling back to that YouTube channel, Criminal Psychology, just because like it takes a lot of research to
does
understand
these
why
people
this
get
interrogation
this?
is being played out the way it is. It's not just question and answer. It's like they're trying to like create pressure for you to fucking just confess.
I guess because you have a psychology background, it's like more entertaining for you.
I feel like even without a psychology background, I think that shit's just fascinating the way that it's just presented. They explain it like you're 5, and
Right.
I don't know. I like my heart starts racing like the closer they get to getting to the
to
person.
getting that confession out.
yeah, to getting that confession, I was like,
here it
"Oh."
comes, here it comes.
Yeah, no.
I've noticed that there's like reaction YouTubers to interrogations. And I'm
What?
like, yeah, there's people who like
Yeah.
watch interrogations and give their thoughts on the thing, and I'm like, this is kind of
That's going
No.
too
this is
far.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't-
in my head, like, oh my god, what?
I don't imagine anyone like
Oh
doing
my
all that
God,
stuff. I just
what?
And the
watch
thumbnail will
the
be
whole
like,
thing.
What the fuck?
interrogation.
That's like
Yeah.
reacting
Yeah.
to public hanging. It's like, whoa,
Fucking,
that
like,
just happened.
It's like shocked face underscore
Emojis, like-
Yeah.
Aki.png.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
we
pretty
all
bizarre
we
how-
all have that PNG file.
It
I
is
think.
bizarre that it's been
Hello,
like
guys.
commodified. You know,
I was
yeah.
wondering what the word is. I was like, entertainment-fied?
No,
Is that a word?
commodified.
I was like, there is.
I
I'm sure there's a word.
I actually had no idea that you guys had talked about the true crime thing on your
The only one
podcast.
that
So when you
has
uploaded
skill
the
is
Attack Killer
a
video,
moron,
like
that's
half
all.
my comments are like, "Wow, the podcast was right about you." I said, "What?
Yeah,
I don't.
well,
What?
trust
Joey,
me, really.
What the fuck did you say?"
Call you out.
That's all right.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think obviously due to the fact that there's more mobile phones and that things are being recorded more for like the evidence purposes in
Yeah.
court, so there's just more and more stuff getting released.
Public
to the public.
journalism, right?
And this is the side of the
Okay.
public that, this is the side of
What?
crime that the public never saw, right? You
Yeah.
only ever hear about this through like stories from cops,
Yeah.
which obviously was presented with full of bias and stuff like this. So I think it's just like a renaissance
What the
almost of
fuck?
the public being given access to crimes.
Yeah.
For good and bad, because now there's people that get outraged all the time at stuff that cops do, rightfully so. So
Yeah.
shit they pull, right? Like, and so it's kind of, I wonder if this will be an ongoing thing where crime from now onwards has to be put in mind. Where I'm like, what's the YouTube comment going to say about the way that I wonder if there's going to be crimes. In
What
future.
if there's like serial killers who are like,
Oh
I wonder,
my-
I wonder what clickbait
What?
they're going to use for my
Well, yeah,
crime.
because I wonder now, like, if I'm in an interview, I'm being interrogated, I might think, well, this might be on YouTube, right? Put up on a good show, Like, no, I wonder. It's really, I guess,
It's desensitizing,
the way
right?
that, like, yeah, we've been desensitized to it, but also
Yeah.
it's a system that hasn't been built to be exposed to the public.
Yeah, I don't think it's just that, but because I think like another big thing is that the reality,
Wait,
I mean,
why is
the
it mine?
barrier between like reality and fiction
the-
has kind of like been slowly broken down because sometimes we kind of view social media as entertainment nowadays. So like cancel culture is like a big thing
What the
nowadays. And
fuck?
I feel like, with so many YouTubers making like apology videos and outing other people like this, there is a reason people do that. There is a personal reason people do that. But we got to admit that to the vast majority of the public, this is just entertainment.
Yeah.
This is just watching the high school,
I
this is
can't-
listening
oh,
to high school
what the
drama and gossip. And like it's what it's slowly turned into, where it's our entertainment has
Is the
just
game
become
lagging?
other people's reality. This
Yeah.
is our modern day reality TV.
I can
That's
definitely
what it feels
see.
like.
I can see the difference. I've mentioned this to a couple of people, but like, it still only just seems like a few years ago, like when the internet and real life, there was such a thick
What the
wall
fuck?
between two of them. Like you could tell that
Is it
anything that's said
hacked?
on the internet was not taken personally, and then like being in reality, it was whatever. But now, the news gets like half of their shit from Twitter, and
Yeah,
reality and the internet has fused so.
I
heavily
need to
each other
check on this.
That everything you post, that's the kind of person you are. At least that's what.
It legit, like,
that's what-
serial experiments laying, like, straight up.
Yeah,
need to check on this.
essentially, yeah.
It did.
Monsters
Like
that
10
he
years ago,
just
it would
used.
be
We
like,
don't
oh,
use
did you
this
catch
degree
the
I
latest
have.
Love Island or Big Brother? Did you hear
I'm
what
looking
X
at
did?
how
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Nowadays, it's more like, yo, did you see that apology video? Yo, that was a
Did you see that?
spicy-
Did you see that tweet longer, dude?
Yeah, that was a
and-
yikes on that Twitland, and it's just like, okay, and we are kind of commodifying other people's drama in that case. and-
Essentially, yeah,
yeah.
and people's lives are being ruined over just people just trying to
Okay.
create conspiracies out of just posts. Some of those posts are just actually a lot of those posts are just twisted to make these conspiracies of anonymous
Okay, I
people
get it.
that
Okay,
honestly
okay.
don't give a shit
Okay.
about you.
But
And
still.
it ruins careers, it ruins lives, it ruins people's mental
Oh
health.
my god, what
And
the
I feel like, I don't know, I kind of hope at some point that line of like anonymity, not caring about other people on the internet, like where is the line going to get drawn?
I don't know because I don't see it stopping, and that's
Yeah,
the problem. And one of
exactly.
the biggest things I see now is like it doesn't matter what how right you are in the court of law, because what's
Yeah.
more important nowadays is
It's-
the court of public opinion.
Essentially.
And it's a really unhealthy way to think about things because
it's
sometimes I do
frustrating
feel
as well. That was very
there is like sometimes online witch hunts, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's so broken down to basic mob mentality nowadays. And it can get really dangerous. So
That's why I tell people that anyone who wants to like be a YouTuber, streamer, or any influencer on
Yeah.
the internet, it takes thick skin, a lot of thick skin. You have to always be prepared for the inevitable. That there will always be a community out there who like you'll be a scapegoat to someone. Anything and everything you do and say will just be wrong, like to these people, and they will wait for you to fuck up so badly where they can finally drag you down. And I don't know. I just feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why there is this whole side to my personal life that I want nothing to do with YouTube, because then at least I want to be
Because
able to
everything's being monitored, right?
essentially yeah. I feel like people who get like I guess canceled really badly on the internet, it affects their own personal lives to the point like they cannot live normally. Like there's I don't know, I feel like on the internet it's if you make a mistake you deserve to die kind of mentality, and there's no second chances.
the thing about cancel culture nowadays is that we're trying to cancel people who say don't deserve their fame or something like that. But it's gotten to the point where if someone is getting cancelled, people who are not even in their circle will hear and talk about it.
Yeah.
Like most of the people, some of the people that, you know, have this big apology or cancel or is getting cancelled, I have never heard of these people until they got cancelled. Like I have nothing to do with their industry or in their circle, but as soon as they're getting cancelled, as soon as they're drama, suddenly it's literally everywhere. Literally everyone has to have an opinion on it.
And they kind of throw around that name as if you're the weird one for not having an opinion on it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like, I've never heard of this dude.
You know what
and people are like, what's your opinion on them getting cancelled? It's like, I just knew about them 5 minutes ago.
You know what's sad about all of this is like when someone gets canceled, right? And you eventually Twitter does like kind of the math work of seeing where it came from and the person it came from. Then let's say that influencer that got canceled finally calls out the person who started it all. That person, all they have to do is just close their account, run off as if it never happened. But then the influencer has the damage left over and has to deal with trying to repair their reputation over something that probably wasn't even a big deal in the first place.
Because the big problem I see is that, you know, the big difference between this and, say, reality TV shows is that people signed up to be fucking clowns on reality TV shows. You know what I mean? They knew what they were getting
paid to be clowns.
Yeah, they're getting paid to be clowns, and they signed themselves up to be like commodified and viewed as a piece of entertainment. But like nowadays, literally that could be anyone with a social media account. That could be anyone who has an online
without
presence
their permission
at all. And you know, some people have done some pretty bad stuff, but like the problem nowadays is that I feel like even if someone did something bad, I can't help but feel that some people are just looking for their 5 minutes of fame, even if you know something bad did really happen to them. And I'm really hoping this doesn't come off that I'm trying to victim blame or something like that, because that's really not what I'm trying to say. Because it feels like it can sometimes feel like, not every case, but in some cases, that people are just doing this for the clout. They're doing this because they know they can get some attention out of it, and that's why.
And people are gonna like rag on about them for a while, but then they probably in the back of their heads they probably know by a week. It's gonna go back to normal.
And that's why like we start ending up like fucking ranking apology videos. Be like, yo, he fucking slam dunked this person in the apology video.
I do love the tier list for apology.
I know, it's but like you gotta remember these are people's fucking lives that we're judging here. And it's not about who's actually right. It's about who can present their case the best. And it's about pleasing the court of public opinion rather than, you know, being behind the scenes who was actually morally right or
like,
what actually
honestly,
happened.
like I'm just gonna say, I really hate how there's like a sense of humanity just taken away from us. Like the moment that you become someone in the public eye, like you can't make mistakes. You are not given second chances, and every mistake you've made, that is you, and you're a piece of shit. And there's no redemption. There's no room for redemption on the internet. So that's why, you know, I'm just gonna say,
as if every human being is perfect.
I'm just going to just say it right here, just in case I know it's going to happen. Like I'm going to make a mistake, and I'm going to learn from it, and it's whether up to you guys if you want to forgive me or not. But it's through those mistakes that you can change as a person. And I feel like it's the most basic thing that everyone knows, and yet we just kind of blow it off like it's nothing because, you know, we're public figures. That rule for some reason does not apply to us or whatever. So I don't know. I've always just wanted to kind of get that out.
I mean, I don't mean any harm to anyone, and I'm sure if I ever made a mistake, I'd like the opportunity to fix it. Right? It's very scary knowing that that chance might not be given to me. And
you're like always on the line, right?
It's fucking scary how much a mob can turn, and you know there are people. It seems like the opposite of the way things should work. Whenever someone gets outed, it's guilty until proven innocent. You know, and it shouldn't be like that. But that's just the way the mob mentality works.
And it sucks
because no one like there's just not enough people who are like, hey, why don't we just wait and see like what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because 90% of people are like frothing at the mouth, ready for the drama, and then there's just that 10% of people who are like, I mean, we could just wait and hear both sides, maybe. Like, it's unfortunate that
like, no, I don't want to wait. I want something to happen now.
It's unfortunate that most people's reaction to X person did this X thing is that, oh my god, let's go for it. Let's start. Like, instead of being like, did they though? Let's hear what they say.
And
I kind of hear that point.
I think coming from like being more personality based on YouTube, it sucks that like it seems like the only thing that anyone has to go by is literally just the videos I've done or any post that I've made. And it's like, I mean, again, there's every single person on the internet has like a whole life like that is completely different. You can't base a person off of just what their post is. You know, I see some of the weirdest shit like, oh, Aki was in a video with that person, she didn't look very happy, or like that person, oh, the way, did you see the way that they,
this photo and
did you see,
Yeah.
did you see the way that they like looked at that other person, or the way that like Joey just like did this to his nose?
Well,
I
yeah,
got
yeah,
like,
I was in,
who
like-
the fuck cares?
Was it
Like,
your video I was in? Where
Yeah.
I was like, I think it was just, I was just being me and letting you guys talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, like,
And
everyone-
all the comments are like, man, Connor looks really annoyed. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe
that was just him. Like,
maybe Connor has the same problem I do, which is we just have really
I
bad
have
resting
really
bitch
bad
face.
resting bitch face.
Me
People
too.
think I'm angry all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
It's just, I'm just British.
Ah, sure.
I hate it, but what can I do?
Yeah, no, it's just my listening face. That's why I've just been super transparent that also I'm introverted and I just want to
it's
listen.
that whole mentality of, you know, the whole fucking, I know your life better than you know your life.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think
I
every,
hate that you have to justify any
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
first
I know,
place.
every YouTuber you've met, right, is like different steps away from their personality that they show. Some
Yeah.
people are exactly the way that they show themselves. I'd like to
Yeah.
think I'm pretty fucking spot on to how I present myself. There's some people who are like 100% could not be more different from the person they present, right? And,
It's like two different people.
right, and it's kind of, you don't know if that is really them, so don't assume that that's how they act 100% of the time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm obviously, I think one thing that you're probably is for most people, except for like Sydney, is that they're not as energetic. Or like, people, they're not as like in high intensity as
Right,
they
right,
are
right.
shown.
Yeah.
on the
I think
videos.
there is a reason for that though, and this is also like applying to
Because
me
people
as
don't
well.
have that much fucking energy.
No, and you know what Connor just said applies to me. It's like I will be really outspoken on my video, but like I did in the fortune teller video, I literally just
Yeah,
showed
you're
what
very
I'm.
different.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
how
I'm
you
very
are
different
presented.
with how I am with someone else, but that's because like, you know, at the end of the day, we were just kids. I sound like that fucking girl from Don't Fuck with
Yeah.
Cats, but we were just we
were just a
no,
couple of kids.
we were just you know like people that had a camera and just happened to get a following on the internet. But at the end of the day, we're still in that room just by ourselves.
Yeah.
And when the doors are closed and no one's there, we have the confidence to say exactly what's on our mind. But it, you know, I feel like everyone has that problem. Like you have a lot that you want to say, but the moment like someone is in front of you, you can't get it out. You know what I
Goddamn,
mean?
my
So I
internet
don't know.
sometimes.
Oh, go on.
I feel like one of the biggest the most toxic mentality that's kind of being brought up with like some of the newer generation, especially raised on the web, is that
I knew it.
they feel like they're privileged to know everything about a certain case
Yeah.
or people's like lives, especially when it comes to do with drama. They feel entitled, like they deserve to know everything that happened,
Yeah.
even though it's got nothing to do with them.
You know what I really hate that people do is when people force two influencers to be friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Why are
I'm,
you not friends with so and so? It's
Like-
like because I don't want to be friends with so and so.
you know, like,
Yeah.
cause I mean, I'm a picky person in general. You can't force me to like someone. Like, it's gonna show on camera. You can tell when two YouTubers. I think you said this earlier. Like that's our first time meeting, or we just don't like. We're not close, and it shows.
Yeah.
But then and you're happy that we're finally together. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
Worse than that is I haven't met many people who have done this, but other YouTubers who use like that pressure from the public to force someone into being friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
They'll like
yeah.
tweet at you a bunch in a way that like, you know, kind of
sorry,
like
I
twists
wasn't
your-
understanding.
So like, you know, maybe for example, another YouTuber wants to be friends with you. So what they'll do is just keep tweeting at you publicly.
yeah.
Or they get their fans to tweet at
yeah,
you.
yeah, but then if you tweet at them publicly, like the fans reply.
Then-
Yeah,
And
it's-
so
then
they're
there's
kind of like
pressure.
they're kind of like twisting your arm.
It's a little bit worse than the fan base of that person tweeting.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, I understand why fans do it, right? They more often than not they might
It's
really
whatever.
like two creators as well, so I
Yeah.
get it why they want to see, you know, people collaborate.
Right.
But it's quite frustrating when someone in your position who should know better does it. Like tweeting at someone is not. I'm not saying YouTubers can't tweet at each other,
Yeah.
but there is a way that some YouTubers do it, and the frequency at which they do it,
Yeah.
which is obviously in
Yeah.
an attempt.
Yeah,
to,
there's
like,
nothing wrong
hey,
with, like,
hey,
tweeting-
Hey, follow me.
Yeah.
Follow me back. Let's talk.
Yeah,
Be friends.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with like, two YouTubers tweeting at each other.
Yeah.
I tweet at YouTubers
Yeah,
all
I
the
tweet-
fucking
I tweet
time.
at YouTubers if
But
it's
what's
relevant.
annoying is when every time it has nothing to do with anything. I'm just like tweeting, being like, haha, yeah, cool. and there's 17 responses being like, collab, collab, collab.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
no.
I just
you
stick
always
it.
do the same thing when you talk about collabs. You do
I
collab.
predict,
Yeah,
yeah,
that shit, it legitimately,
sometimes
it sounds like a bunch of seals at SeaWorld. It's just fucking
king of
collab,
it.
collab, collab.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
You're a Joey.
But yeah, like no, you sometimes like you can tell when like a YouTuber's really trying to force their way into your circle by
yeah.
getting their fans to do it.
Not many people do it, but it
Not
has.
no-
I've,
yeah,
I've
just-
seen
just-
it happen. I've
Yeah,
definitely
I've
seen
seen,
it
I've
happen.
definitely seen it happen. But yeah, what's another thing on
100
YouTube? Oh yeah,
surely.
I said this like a really long time ago. I think with just Joey and Garn. But one thing that is
What do we do?
I don't think you were there. That's why.
do we do?
But like, so you know how like a lot of YouTubers say, "I don't care about the views, and the views don't mean anything." I think it's a load of like shit at some point because it's okay to care about your views because that's like being at a job and caring how many hours you're getting, how much you're getting paid. It's okay to
Hello
care
there,
about how many
if
views
there's
you're getting,
anybody.
but like also not being a dick about it.
I think the
I'm
important
quiet.
thing is to think about the views after the video's been made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, if you're going into a video with the views in mind of like what's going to get the views, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
you know, in a way that's
You're doing it purely for the
in
views.
a,
right?
Yeah.
a healthy obsession way, not
Yeah.
like because sometimes I'll think of a topic and I'm like, this is a popular topic. This is probably going to have some interest, but I'm not thinking like this needs to get views or it's done.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
I'm not like I think that I'll look after and if it does well, I'm like sick. If
Yeah.
it does bad, I'm like, well, that sucks, but on to the next thing, right? What am I
Yeah.
going to do? Sit here
Because
and fucking mourn?
I feel like what I meant when I said that because I have said I don't care about the views
Yeah,
before. But,
everyone's had that
God's like, I
obligatory.
want to defend myself here.
I'm gonna defend
Honestly,
myself.
honestly, I think we've all said it at some point,
Everyone's
so
made
it's okay.
that obligatory update video where
Yeah.
they're like, guys, I'm just doing it because I love doing YouTube. I don't care about the views.
I've kept a saying to heart. It's like expect nothing and be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
What were you
kind of
gonna
I
say?
do into
Because like it's gotten to the point where you every YouTuber has this point when they realize that there's a point in your life when you realize, hey, your mental health is really affected by how well your videos
Yeah.
do, and
Yeah.
that's really fucking unhealthy.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I had to get to a point in YouTube where I just stopped looking at the views. Like I had to stop looking at the views and just focus on the content.
That's
Yeah.
hard to do.
It
And
is
it is
hard.
hard to do,
It's
but
a
like,
skill.
Yeah.
it's
Or
it's just
it's gotta be
something
that
I
way.
knew I had to do because we have this tool. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but we have the tool on YouTube where you upload a new video and YouTube will tell you how well it's performed out of 10 compared to your last 10 videos. And to me, it's just a lose-lose game, right?
Yeah.
Because you'd never...
We should show the trash taste one right now.
Yeah, it is. It is
Oh my
the
God.
most mind-breaking mechanic.
It
that
is,
they put in.
little bit.
Because what I've realized is that you lose most of the time, right? Because if a video is below 5 out of 10, you feel like shit the entire
Yeah.
day.
Guess
You're
I'll
like,
die.
Like, exactly. Like it's we meme it, but like your day can literally be ruined.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fucking stupid by
Yeah.
knowing that your video performed 9 or 10.
They also
Yeah.
give you like little fucking firework animations if
Yeah.
you got number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did it. Yes. But the thing is, what I realized is that if it's like a 4 or 5,
Yeah.
you're just like, okay. You don't feel good. You feel relieved.
Yeah.
And that's just so unhealthy because like
Yeah.
that just means the only time you actually feel good is when you get the number 1 or 2,
Yeah.
which statistically speaking, you can't always get the
Yeah.
number 1 or 2.
And what's worse is like when you do get that number one, the next thing you expect is, well, the next video has to be number one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just have to keep one-upping myself, and it never happens.
So like I always leave at least like 4 or 5 days before
Yeah.
checking the views of my video. Right.
Yeah.
That
That's-
gives me
that's
enough
prob-
time.
that's-
Bro, you must survive No Nut November easily then. Fuck.
Yeah.
I guess before we wrap this up, what's next for Akidiris? What's the next plans? What are you going to do? What are your goals?
I'm working on the next On the Case video.
All right,
now.
I mean-
I've been doing it. I can't give you any hint. I already
Would
told
you say
them.
you're more of a, like a short-term planner? Like you don't really think about like the year or two from now.
boy.
Like I'm just thinking about what's going on in the next month.
Yeah, I feel like it's just good to just stay in the present because that just shapes out how your future's gonna be.
Damn.
that's a t.
That's-
That's a t-shirt right there.
Damn. I was not expecting something so deep.
I'm pretty sure I've seen people with chest pieces that say that.
Well, I don't know. I've been so stressed over like what could have been or like what did I do? Oh man, I fucking like did that yesterday when at the end of it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just feel like I just have to fix it now.
I feel like for every one thing, I'm like, damn.
I'm sorry for being
I got
so
like 100
quiet.
other things where I'm like, holy shit, I was so lucky with this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I guess you want to do the outro, Jerry?
Yeah. Hey, if you have no idea who Aki is, then as always we'll leave the links to socials down in the description. And also, hey, look at all these patrons who are living in the moment as well.
Whoa, this
Oh my
Wait,
God,
I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ.
That's it's vile.
Who's your favorite patron, Augie?
This one, right?
Jimmy.
There's no
Jimmy.
So you got to point where they are. Where are
What?
they?
Oh.
Point.
Which one?
There?
This
Oh,
one?
You.
that
That
one?
one?
Oh my
I'm more a
God.
fan
Oh my
of
God.
this
Do you-
one right here.
But if you want to be pointed at on screen blindly, then make sure to go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/TrashTaste. Also follow us on Twitter, the subreddit, and hey, if you don't want to see our faces, follow us over on Spotify. But yeah, thanks for coming on to the show, Aki.
Yeah, thank
You finally come on, so you can stop asking in the
Yeah.
fucking
When are we
subreddit
gonna
now.
when are we gonna continue the anime show?
No, we don't talk about that.
Oh yeah, we'll have to talk about your
We do not
podcast.
talk about that.
We do not talk about that show. We have buried that show long ago. We do
I
not
didn't
dig
make
that
the
back
name, by the way.
Joey's,
Oh, I wonder who made the name The Anime Man.
Joey's
No idea.
podcast prologue.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. But yeah, guys, hopefully
I'm
you enjoyed
chewing
this
on
episode of
a
Trash Taste.
toothpick right
and,
now.
I've been with
It's
the
very
boys,
satisfying.
Thank you very much, Aki, for coming
Thank
on.
you very
Yeah, no
much.
worries.
It's been
Thanks
a
for
long
having-
time coming.
Yeah.
and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
And Mike, bye Mike.
Kill this him first. Kill the kaki. The kaki is on an average build only.
It's a job for like foreigners because he doesn't even look that foreign. He still looks Japanese. He's half.
Yeah,
like
right.
He's half Welsh, half Japanese, and
Panda, do the
his job is to
dance,
basically
boy.
repeat a script that a real pastor might.
Right.
It's all for show. So they just want a foreign-looking guy to like say
So
the
wait,
words.
he's not even like a legit pastor.
No, none of them are. It's like a fake service. So you pay a guy,
Right.
and he just says the lines and does all the moves and looks the real part, but like isn't a pastor. Like that's his job, and he marries people.
Wait. How is that a job? What in what job sector is
Because
this a needed?
I think there's a huge market in Japan for like wanting like a foreign experience wedding. It's like a really like.
Could I find this on Craigslist? Like looking for fake
No, it's
pastor
like a
who
legit,
looks
dude,
foreign.
It's expensive as well. He was telling me the price is like it's premium. It's for like rich people. Like you
Rich,
go-
rich and dumb people.
Yeah,
Clearly.
to us that's dumb as fuck,
Yeah, it's
but to
dumb as
them
fuck.
it makes sense, right? Yeah. So that's his job, and yeah, he was basically like, "You want to hang out in Niigata?" And I was like, "Sure." I want to leave Tokyo. I'm just sick of Tokyo.
How long were you there for? Like 3 or 4 days, right?
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah. So the first day I didn't really do. Oh, the first day I went out with him at night, and
Yeah.
he took me to a bunch of girl bars,
Oh no.
which are not like hostess bars, because hostess bars they sit next to you.
Yeah.
It's just like a bar where the girls are on the other side. And you just like,
Oh.
normally it's like 40-year-old, 50-year-old men just like
Oh god damn it.
Yeah, from what
horny
I
on main.
from what I understand, it's a girl bar is just where the bartender or whoever's like your waitress is just obligated to talk to you.
Yeah, so we went to like
Is that right?
Yeah, we went to a bunch though.
It's like a really expensive call center, but it's like it's like
some-
101.
So some of the prices weren't bad. Like the first bar we went into, the girls like only spoke to the other girls. Not that like I'm like fucking pay me attention.
Yeah.
I'd never been to one. He was like, "Do you want to go to one?" And he was like, "Do you want to see them all?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not? This will be a
Yeah.
fun story to tell on Trash Taste, which
Yeah.
is worth more than money."
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one was like 900 yen for 30 minutes, and you
That's
could
cheap.
so you could drink as much as you want. in that 30 minutes.
Hallelujah.
And it went very slow.
Hallelujah.
But yeah,
Well,
no,
clearly that explains the price, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
we just like banter with them. Like one of them was saying that they can't understand English characters, and in Japanese, I asked them like, "Can you read kanji?" And they were like, "Yes." And then I was like, "I rest my case." I was like,
Wait, as in like they can't read the alphabet.
they've been
I'll
studying
go.
it for like 5 years and couldn't read the English alphabet." And
What?
I'm like,
How?
I'm like, yeah, but then exactly. So I was like, so you can read kanji, right? In
Yeah.
Japanese. She's like, yes, and I'm like,
Omoshiroi.
yeah, I said, I'm a shit on. And then all the old dudes in the bar laughed, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And everyone clapped and stood it. Now, yeah. And then,
He said it, boys.
yeah.
so then we left that bar, and immediately, like 4 people were like, yo, and I was like, oh, nice. You know these guys? And he's like, no.
Oh no,
I'm like,
the
we're following them?
percentage
He's like,
getting
yeah, why
lower.
not?
I gotta
I'm like,
see
okay,
stronger
cool.
people
Christ.
now.
So
Yeah.
we're following them, and they take us to a bunny bar.
Oh, like everyone's in a bunny costume.
Is that what I think it is? Everyone's
exactly,
just in
yeah.
everyone's just in a bunny suit.
Yeah, but due to COVID, they weren't in the bunny suits. They were in bunny schoolgirl outfits, and I thought this is a cop out because they're wearing school outfits, just
but with the
normal,
bunny ears.
just with
Oh my
bunny ears.
God.
That's like every cosplayer who says they cosplay, they just wear
Yeah,
Naruto
yeah.
headbands.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, like, we walked in there, and it was exactly like what you think. It looked like, to quote Joey, a bunch of ugly bastards. It was like 50-year-old men who looked like really, really like
Just
you know,
craving for
Yeah.
attention, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we sat down, and we looked at the prices, and it was like $50 for 30 minutes. And then,
Jesus.
so we were like, so we're
I wanna
leaving,
see
right?
this.
Like, we're not
Yeah.
staying.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me, he's like, yep. I'm like, cool. So I'm just gonna go now. And then you
Like,
follow.
I'm
me.
the-
So
I'm
we
the-
just did
I'm
that.
the-
And then the guys
Oh,
who
so that
came,
you didn't look
we-
sus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
ditched the guys who took us there,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, where you going?" And we were like, "Nah, bye, bye,
Yeah.
bye." Went to another bar. And that was a lot of fun. We just spent all night, and then somehow some sketchy dude was like, "Come to another bar." No, we don't. Never met this guy. We go there.
At what time of the night
Wait,
was
what
this?
does-
It's like 2 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
2
yeah.
a.m.
okay.
We got taken to
Stun
another
them.
bar, and we get in there,
Yes.
and it's like a drag
that's
queen bar.
Very good.
Right.
Classes.
How like proper gay bar.
Yeah.
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 And it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I sung Bohemian Rhapsody, and I was butchering it.
Yeah.
And I knew the guy next to me was like, you know, playing very nice because he was
Yeah.
he was saying I was singing great, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like, oh, real life, is this just?
Yeah, it
Am I
doesn't matter. It
F2
doesn't matter who
player
you're
or
with,
F2?
right? No one
Me?
can sing Queen well.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Everyone butchers Queen.
It's like you're a very attractive guy, but you don't need to lie to me. You can just, you know what I mean? Just
I
like,
know
just-
I'm butchering.
Like, yeah, I know I'm shit at this. You cannot make this more obvious. Yeah, then we just went to another bar and just chatted shit with people. I feel like my Japanese got way better when I was drinking
Yeah,
more.
I don't know why, but it's the same as my Japanese is my Thai, where when I get like a few drinks down me, somehow your language skills just improve by like fivefold. I don't know why.
Stop doubting yourself.
Yeah.
You just say shit.
You just say shit.
It's
and
it's really weird though because like that works for every language except English.
Get worse.
it's so funny. Like I forget how to speak English, so
Yeah.
sometimes I just like like when I get super drunk. I noticed last time we got drunk in that onsen, you just like started speaking Japanese.
Oh,
I'm just-
yeah,
and I'm just
that
like,
happens.
I totally get that because when I get drunk, I just start speaking Thai as well.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. So many people have told me, like, when I get blind drunk,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if no one around me can speak Japanese.
Yeah.
I only speak Japanese. And I'm, like, really fucking proficient. Like, I'm reciting, like,
there.
a fucking, like MLK speech in Japanese.
I'm gonna be-
And meanwhile, like, if I go back to English, I just be like, more drink here.
Guys.
I just turn caveman when I go English. For
Every
some
time
reason,
there's
I
a
don't know
new
why.
viewer, I'll be
Yeah.
looking at them and be like, yes,
Oh,
I'll be
wow.
quiet for a
Genius.
while sometimes.
Green bean things.
Connor learned to bring.
I destroyed my
Why
voice
just 'cause Joey
yesterday
did it.
and
After-
not making
after I
mistakes,
pressured
having
them.
social.
Alright, don't worry, folks. We found them. They were just
being quiet
behind
for
us the
the
entire time.
So I'm guessing because Joey
But hey,
started this.
you
now
guys
we
can
have to bring
chat to me
things
if you
back
guys
when we
want.
go somewhere.
And I'll still
Yeah.
make some
Yeah,
jokes
I
about
was
it.
For the
told
boys.
this is a famous.
Make some jokes on the spot
Niigata
while you guys
thing.
check in.
What is this, Joey?
It is sasadango.
Of course. I mean, I can
Oh,
read that.
Isn't
but-
that
that's my,
good as a
that's my
stream?
favorite.
But what is it, Joey?
I
Tell
actually,
us.
I know of it. I've heard of it before, but
Shall
I've
we,
never
shall
actually.
we dig in?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, this is
Massive.
banana leaves.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And it's just like a dango, which is like a not a dumpling. What's the word for it?
Mochi?
Yeah.
Oh,
kinda.
red bean paste, kind of like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like a red bean paste. It's got
Okay.
red bean in it.
Yeah.
Crack it open.
Yeah, but basically you just crack this open. I've never actually had one before. I know what these are.
Right.
Because I've seen them around because all sorts of different, because I think there's different types of sasadango for different areas of Japan.
Wow, that's.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's some Totoro shit right there.
Yeah, yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh, I thought you could
for
start.
Joey's birthday, I got him a bottle of wine from
Oh,
Niigata.
thank you.
Which I don't know which one you want, Joey. Then I bought one for the Trash Taste Boys. These are both Niigata wines.
Yeah, because you stayed in a onsen that had a winery in it or something, right?
Yeah, I went to visit it. I didn't stay in it because it was like $800 a night, and yeah, Trash Taste ain't doing that well yet. Maybe in the future. But yeah, no. So I did try a lot of the local wines while I was there, and I thought they were actually pretty good. And I thought, why not bring back a wine for the
Can I
boys?
see the other one?
Yeah.
Cause
I
I
noticed
am
the Japanese
weak.
one because I remember when I went to, I can't remember, I think it's Koshu Valley, where it's kind of like the Napa Valley of Japan. And I tried a lot of the local wines there. And I find that Japanese wines are either really good or not
Very
so
shit.
great. Like,
Oh, no, 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 no,
I've
no.
never tried
Ah,
a Japanese wine and I've just been like,
no.
This is okay.
I love though that this is considered Japanese wine. It's like, oh yes, my favorite Japanese wine, Zweigeltreeb. I probably butchered that German. It says Japan at the front though, so you know it's good.
This is like the weirdest unboxing I've ever done. But yeah, we are unboxing.
This is really fucking
banana
like,
leaf.
pasted
Yeah,
on.
so you
yeah.
have to because this thing is thick.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to kind of take it in
Ooh,
small chunks.
at
Don't
that,
don't
look
eat
at
the
that.
whole thing because you will choke on it and possibly die.
Are you serious?
wow.
Oh yeah, no. People, you know, it's like really common way that people die here is they like a lot of old people die from choking on dango and mochi.
What
and stuff
the
like
fuck?
What?
That. Yeah.
So I
Health hazard.
just bite into this thing?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that looks
just-
ominous.
This reminds me of a Thai dish. There's a Thai dish that's something similar.
Just do small chunks, yeah.
Yeah, it's like we in Thailand we have like banana leaves that are like sticky rice that are wrapped in banana leaves, and it's very thick.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have the banana.
That does
I'm not gonna eat it all in one. So
that does taste
this-
like a banana leaf.
I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get the
It's hard to
Yeah, I like
describe
it.
the flavor though. I mean, other than the red.
I mean,
beans.
like, okay, for anyone who hasn't tried red bean paste, it's how do you describe to someone who hasn't tried red bean paste before?
Oh, dude, it's weird. It's hard.
Yeah.
you guys like it, right?
I like it, but it's
It's grown on me. Red bean paste was that one thing where, as like, I don't know, as someone who grew up in the West, my idea of
sweets.
my idea
Yeah.
of like desserts
Yeah.
or sweets basically just boiled down to chocolate and ice cream.
Right.
And like if I'm feeling like super fancy or something, something like a tiramisu or a
Ooh.
cake or something like that.
Well,
so having shit like red bean paste and like like mochi and stuff, I'm like, man, this tastes really good.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated in the whole like Japanese sweets like culture, I guess, like
it's
food
weird,
culture.
man. They go crazy with
Yeah.
It's called wagashi, for those of you want to know. But like dango, mochi, that kind of stuff is like, it's weird because a lot of wagashi, a lot of Japanese sweets, can either be sweet or depending on what you put with it, they can also be savory. So it's like a weird, because like this, for example, it's sweet, but it's not like a chocolate
Yeah.
sweet, right? Or like a tiramisu sweet.
Yeah.
It's almost a savory sweet, if that makes sense. But I mean, like my dad, for instance, like can't eat red bean paste just because it's weird. He likes the flavor, but he doesn't like the texture.
Yeah, it's super thick.
Yeah.
It's just basically
It's like grainy, right?
yeah.
Almost.
It's
It's like sludgy. I don't know. Really, like,
We're throwing a lot of different adjectives out, and then none of them are matching.
It's because like there's nothing I can point to in like that people can just ground that texture with in like the West or something. It's just something. It's thicker than ice cream, but it's a bit like pasty as well. I don't fucking know. I'm
Just
doing
eat
an
it.
I'm doing an awful fucking
Just
job.
try it out. Just eat
But
it.
I like the one dessert I haven't like enjoyed as much as I thought I would have, like based on the hype that everyone talks about it, is shaved ice. Japanese shaved ice.
Sometimes, I guess.
shit.
It's basically just like a
can always
Japanese version
clean
of a
it
snow
after
cone,
anyway.
essentially.
People fucking love it here, and I'm like,
It's
just
either
get
you go
nice
up or go
Yeah,
down.
like an ice
Go
cream.
back
Well,
to
sometimes you don't want an ice cream.
F2, or
Sometimes you
maybe
want something a
you
little
could
more
go down to
refreshing.
F1 as well.
I don't know, like because here there are some shaved ice places that people
And
will
really
line up to
sink out all
for
the gas
fucking
you
an
need.
hour.
Okay, I don't get that shit. Like, I'll just fucking make it at home. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like, because there are some like shaved ice places that are like, there's stores that specialize in shaved ice,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, what's the difference between making it at home, making here? It's like,
Yeah.
oh no. Like Maylene, fucking, because she's
Of course.
because she's a fucking food critic, right? Our producer. She's like, oh, I found this like amazing shaved ice place, but there's like a 2-hour line every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are people lining up for it? It's like, oh, it's like fluffy. I'm like, that's not what I look for in a shaved
Yeah.
ice though.
After like 2 minutes after you've been given it, like
Yeah.
it all just starts melting to the point
Yeah.
where it just doesn't taste good. It's
It's
just
just
mush.
slush.
Yeah.
It's like having a slush puppy with extra sugar.
Oh,
in it.
he's
Yeah.
mine.
And like I don't like it. The places when they just have like chocolate sauce squirted on shit. Like, how can you sit there and tell me something is worth 2 hours wait when you've just got a bottle of like chocolate squeeze shit on?
Like
it?
Hershey's
Yeah,
chocolate sauce.
it's like this shit. You can't. You've just put chocolate sauce on water, and people are lining up 2 hours for this shit. You kidding me? Like gelato, that shit is amazing, man. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that shit. So fresh.
I like gelato. Like
Gelato gang, rise up.
I absolutely love gelato. Like I had like proper
alright.
authentic gelato in
what do you
say?
mean it's all right? What the fuck do you mean it's all
I
right?
had to
alright.
stop my thought there just to hear that. I'm like, excuse me.
It's just thick ice cream. Let's be honest, guys.
Oh.
Let's not
you-
That's the best part.
let's not build this up. You have one fucking bite and you're like, man, I just had a 3-course meal on that. Bye. I'm good.
Okay. I had legit like. I don't want to say it's weird to say homegrown.
in
but
Italian?
Like, yeah, I had like
It's
legit gelato in like Florence in Italy.
Yeah,
and that shit was the fucking.
Oh yeah,
bomb.
it's the best.
I thought gelato here and like in Australia was good, but then I had it in Florence. I'm like, damn, this hits different.
Italians, man, they know how to make fucking gelato. Great.
Oh, they know how
I
to
love
make
you,
good
Italy. Please
gelato.
keep making
Oh my
Florence,
god,
please
yes.
keep
Wait,
making
what?
gelato.
Never change. Never change.
Never
Italy.
change. Never change. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, are there any other like Japanese sweets that you guys
Melon
like?
pan. Melon pan's great.
Melon pan.
Yeah.
Is that considered a sweet?
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes back to the bread conversation
talking-
where
we're not bringing up
like
bread.
a lot
I
of
don't
things
want
just
to talk about
happen to
bread.
be sweets,
Yeah,
but
it's
are
sweet
they
bread.
really sweets?
It's more of a sweet than bread, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, things like melon pan and like chocolate cornets are considered like kashipan, which is sweet bread.
I
Or,
gotta
like,
check my
confectionery bread. That's what it's called.
cornets.
Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate cornets.
Like the cornetto.
No.
That's what I thought as well.
No,
I'm like,
no,
is he
no.
talking about a cornetto?
No. Chocolate cornets are like the ones that cornets eats in Lucky Star.
Oh,
Yeah,
those ones.
like the little like swirly
Yeah,
things
yeah.
with the chocolate
the
inside.
poopy
of it.
ones.
The poopy ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
the poopy bread.
They look like poop,
Yeah,
right?
it's the poopy bread, right?
Yeah. And you bite it, and then
then
a
it's just
the black shit just
like-
comes out, and it's just like,
comes
oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah. No, so like
Never seen this.
Have you not seen it?
I'll show you, but like you've definitely seen it. It's
Okay.
got like
Yeah.
the big
Probably.
hole at the
Yeah,
bottom
I
where
did
the
it,
where they squeeze the chocolate into. And the entire debate, like Lucky Star started this entire debate of like
and that
which
guy,
side
I
to
mean,
eat the
sure,
chocolate cornet
sure,
from, the
nice
fat
one,
end or the
but
thick end.
Yeah.
And the entire first episode of Lucky Star is that. That's how an anime opens.
It's like
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, but it's great. But like those,
crap
but there's lots
talking.
of those kinds of bread in Japan.
Yeah.
And then there's like the
Maybe the
savory bread.
water.
Yeah.
But for
the-
some reason, they
no,
also make the
no,
savory
me,
bread
it's not that much.
sweet in a sense.
So
So
like,
There's
technically,
just nothing.
I would
There's
literally-
just nothing that's savory in Japan.
there's nothing savory. And when it comes to bread, there's nothing savory. It's weird enough. Like this kind of shit is more savory sometimes
Yeah.
than the
Yeah,
bread that you
yeah,
get,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's
But,
like, what do you want? Something savory. Okay, so just a little bit of sugar, right? It's like, no sugar. So just
I don't
just
understand.
just 1 teaspoon of sugar. Is that what you're talking about?
It goes back to the whole like Thai dish with like spice, right? It's like, what do you mean no spice in a Thai dish?
That's not an option.
yeah, like one chili, right?
But like I noticed with Japan, there's so many different types of sweets, and I feel like it's because of the gift giving culture here. Because there seems
Yeah.
to be like a gift for every occasion and
stupid.
every kind of relationship you have.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
There's my favorite example of just the gift giving culture that is just way too intense is Valentine's Day in Japan.
Yeah. the
Oh
White
my
Day and
God.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the whole concept of like Valentine's Day, which is on the usual February
Yeah.
14th, and then there's White Day.
Wow, that
which
was
is March
fast.
14th.
Yeah.
See, the only reason I know this is because of anime.
Yeah,
Because
right?
there's that one episode in every romance or harem anime where like the girl or the guy is just rushing to get some fucking chocolate for the other character.
The girl is always like so shit at making the chocolate and has to stay up all night, and the chocolate sucks, but the main protagonist is like, no,
But
it's still good.
But it doesn't matter because she poured her heart and
Yeah.
soul into
Yeah.
this, you know?
It's 1 week before, right?
What?
White Day.
No, White Day is March 14th. It's a
Yeah.
month after. So what it is
Wait,
is
after?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
yeah. So Valentine's Day traditionally, right, in every other country is guys give chocolates to the girls give chocolates to the guys, right? Like all that kind of shit. But yeah, that's the traditional way, right?
I think so.
I think so. But in Japan, Valentine's Day is specifically a day where the girls give chocolates to the guys.
No, this
Yeah.
is right because now I remember this. I was like 6. So you get like a month to like analyze their gift and
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
all right, how much am I going to spend
Yeah.
back? Like,
Yeah. And then White Day is and basically you have a month to basically
Connor gets out his spreadsheet and he's just like, okay.
because
you have a
right?
month to
what's
optimize.
what's the worst thing about having you're both going to buy a gift for each other at the exact same time?
This
What's
is
the
why
wor-
this is why I hate Christmas.
No,
man.
exactly. Because
This is why I fucking hate-
Because right, you have to like either mind read each other and
Yeah.
be like, how much is he going to spend,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you got to just straight up be like, max 20 quid. We're saying max 20 quid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's great because
But
they-
like, I hate having the conversation before Christmas. Just
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're setting a budget on this, right? like this is
What
our budget.
There's no budget.
yeah, so that's great. I remember this because then I got a gift and I was like, sick. So I can just either not give you a gift back, if I don't see you again in a month, or I can plan it out what I'm going to give you.
Yeah, exactly. So, usually it's the whole idea of like the guy has to give an equal amount, or because Japan is always like
Got to
this,
one up it.
you gotta one up it. The
Gonna
guys
one-up
have to
it.
one up the girls,
Or
right?
just say psych and don't date her anymore.
True. But here's the thing, right? In Japanese Valentine's Day, I know because I made a whole video on this.
Right.
There's 3 different types of chocolates you can give.
Really?
Yeah. So there's
What?
okay. So there's honme choco, which is the chocolate that a girl gives to a guy who the girl like really likes. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the one basically. And then there's giri choco, which is a chocolate that a girl
I just
gives
need to
to
use
a
my
guy
energy, that's
that
all.
she has had some
Like the
kind of,
energy, I
like,
really need
you
to
know,
use it.
They've literally- they've literally-
non-platonic
It's
relationship.
full.
basically.
Someone literally
3
just
more
saw the
rounds,
Apple
then I
price
add the
off the
3.
phone.
Yeah.
Let's do that with chocolate.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically,
know
like
this
giri
stream is
choco is
kinda
like say
boring,
like
but
you know,
hey.
if like Maylene, for example, right?
It's
She's our
mostly me being
producer, we
quiet
work
because
together. So she
I
would
got
give
sick
us giri
during the last stream.
because we work together.
Yeah.
Like
It
was
she's-
just
we're
yesterday
involved
when
in
this-
her life in
when the
some
stream
way.
was
So as,
Is there ever a point where you're like, stop, I can't eat this chocolate. This is giri chocolate. We're on the tier above
Exactly,
this.
exactly.
I can't eat this.
I can't believe you thought about me like this, mate. I thought we were closer than this.
but like yeah, and then there's that, right? And traditionally that's where it ended. But recently there's a 3rd type of chocolate called tomo choco, which
Yeah.
is where girls will give chocolates to other girls who they're friends with.
I hate this so much.
Oh my god.
I hate this.
Oh my god.
So Japan is somehow just
Ooh,
fucking.
Fire
They've
Slayer.
spreadsheet
They've
chocolate.
spreadsheeted Valentine's
No,
Day,
because
basically.
it's spreadsheeting gifts
Wrestling.
because I remember I had a
Or
conversation
something.
last week with someone who like is like the manager of like Teddy Lloyd and Miyavi, one of Maylin's friends, and she was telling me about how she like every time she has a new client or like someone she has to manage, she, you know, Japanese culture is that they have to give a gift. So she goes to this department store to like get this gift for this new band or something, and then the department clerk literally asks them, okay, how well do you know them?
I think that's
What's your relationship
stone
with
monkey.
them? And then she answers that, and then the next question
The-
was,
the one
so where are you
in
giving
Chinese
it?
calls stone
Are you giving
monkey
it to
for
the
this
dressing
water monkey?
room? Are you giving it in the
The
office?
rest I can.
And she
Yeah.
and like she literally had a fucking spreadsheet. Apparently she pulls out a catalog depending on what answers she was given to give the perfect gift.
This is extreme flowchart. Jesus
And I mean,
Christ.
it's just like, dude, it's just some fucking. It's just at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of sweets. You know what I mean?
You know what this is the equivalent to? This is the equivalent to like, you know, doing those like personality questionnaires at the start of RPGs to see like which partner you get, but then after you fill it out, you have all the options open to you anyway.
No, it's the
That's
fuck-
exactly what it is. It's
It's
like
the fucking
who cares?
it's the fucking Facebook quiz.
Yeah,
of, like,
exactly.
Which character are you?
Which Valentine's Day gift are you?
Oh my god.
Japan has not only done this for Valentine's Day, they've done it for like
Everything.
Christmas, they've done it for like
everything.
Halloween.
They've done it for
Yeah.
everything.
They've done it for
Yeah.
everything. They've just completely somehow made everything like a million times more complicated than it should be.
As
That's
if
a
my
lot.
life here isn't stressful enough.
Yeah, right.
With all the fucking paperwork you got to fill out for everything.
And then you got shit like, you know, Oseibo and Ochugen, which is
Yeah.
like giving gifts at like certain times of the year and shit to
Yeah.
people, and it's just
See, this is why I'm glad that we don't work exactly in an office
Oh,
environment.
thank fuck.
oh no.
Like we work with people who, you know, understand foreign culture and everything like that. So I don't have to, because if I'm working in a Japanese company, I'd be so fucking stressed out
Oh,
about
yeah.
Not even my work, right? Just getting, like, not fucking up with
like
these
imagine
gifts.
going to a company party or
Oh,
going to like a
fuck.
company drinking session and you just don't know how to act.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's me, right?
Jesus.
Like,
Only in Japan will you go to the office and you're more stressed out about your like social status than you are the actual work that you're
Yeah.
involved in.
Like I'm stressed enough thinking, am I giving my business card the right way?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know
No,
what I mean?
because there's rules to
There
that
is
as
rules
well.
to that.
Yeah.
I just want to like swap business cards, but no, it's like, is it pointed the right way? Am I? We have to give it at the same
Dude,
time.
I had a situation where I had to give my business cards recently, and
Right.
I had a Maylene was there, so I had like a 1000 IQ move. I'm like, oh no, my manager will do it. I'm not. I
And then
don't,
Mayleen's just like,
I'm like,
sweats.
I'm not gonna give my business card. My manager
Yeah.
will give you her business card.
I do that to Maylin as well. Every time we're in a business meeting, I'm like, Maylin, take it, swap contact details with this
do the thing,
person.
Maylin.
Do the thing, Maylin. You can handle it.
it's the opposite for
Yes.
me because she knows that I can speak Japanese,
Yeah,
right? So
he
she
thinks
waits for
wants
me
to
to go
go,
first.
But like
Two
in
more
reality, I've
matches.
just forgotten my business card. 'Cause I don't carry them with me, man. Because I don't want to fucking carry them.
Right,
all
on
the-
here.
It's
Come on,
because you have
please.
to have a
Left
separate
for
business
me.
card holder, and I've not gotten to the point
Yeah.
where I have enough business meetings where I could be networking at
Doesn't
any
happen
point all the
often.
time, and it
Right,
just
right.
looks tacky. If you just pull out your business card and it's in like your beaten ass wallet,
Yeah,
with
it's
20
scrunched up and shit.
with 20 other million cards in it, that just doesn't look cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
bullshit rule I found out the other day in Japan? If I want to leave my apartment building for
Uh.
more than 2 weeks, I need to get permission.
Oh yeah. Is
What
it
the
two? Is it more than 2 weeks for you?
Yeah.
For us, it's a month.
More than 2 weeks, I gotta get like permission to leave my house.
Oh
from
yeah,
my
that
building.
is
What?
that.
You do know why that's the case, though, right?
Why is that the case?
It's because there's a lot of cases in Japan of people running away.
Oh.
And they leave the house they basically escape just from
Isn't
their
that what a
lives.
guarantor is for?
Well, no, because if the guarantor can't chase you up, then
No, but the guarantor has to pay, right? Isn't that the whole point?
no, you send the money to the guarantor, and then the guarantor has to pay. But if you're not sending any money to the guarantor, then the guarantor can't do anything.
Oh, I thought the whole point was the guarantor pays if you can't pay.
That's if the guarantor is nice enough.
I guess I can understand if they're worried about that, but then also, I don't know, it's just weird living in the UK where I don't know, it just seems like I'd never want to have to ask if I can leave.
Yeah, true.
That's weird.
You have to ask,
weeks, though.
permission to do everything.
2 weeks? That seems like a little. A month I can kind of understand.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So like every time Aki and I go to like the US, for example, like
Yeah.
Bitch.
last year, like before the whole
Yeah,
pandemic
yeah.
thing, where we were in America for like 3 months at a time or something. I have to call them up. I mean, it's super easy. Luckily,
I can imagine they never say no,
no.
but it's just weird though that they might say like, no, you can't go.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's easy because I just say, "Oh, it's for work," and they're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
They don't question it, you know. But
Yeah.
if it's like, I have to attend an anime convention, then maybe they'll be like,
Yeah,
all right.
if they were like grilling you, I'd be like, mind your own fucking business. I pay you.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Dude, I remember I saw a few comments that were like, man, Connor fucking hates Japan. Why is he living there? He's so ungrateful, man. And it's like, nah, I want to...
Privilege.
Because I guess we do often point out the things that we don't like about Japan a lot. But that's because I think a lot of people, in my mind, view Japan as this like utopian country.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like any other country, it has issues.
And also,
Yeah.
and also because I think that we've experienced living here as opposed to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
visiting here, right? Like,
Exactly.
you can't
Yeah.
get a scope of a country
Yeah,
just
yeah.
from visiting it.
True.
Right?
Well, I mean, like we have complaints about any country we live
Yeah,
in.
we're British. I mean, I'm going to
Yeah.
complain about anything. Like,
Like-
I'll find a complaint with something I love. 100%.
I love it, but fuck, I hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Like there's when I lived in Thailand, there were like so many things that I didn't like about living
There's
in
things
Thailand,
you
but
love, right? Yeah.
there's things I fucking love as well. So it's all like a give and take wherever you live. Like the more it's funny, right? Because when I was a kid, I was like, I want to live in here. I want to live in X. It'd
One
be
more
cool if I
weeks
lived there.
ago,
But like the
Then
more
I'll
I
end the
move
stream.
around and the more I
That's why I do
travel,
my
the
own
less
stuff
I
and
know
my own
where I want to settle down.
sleep.
Yeah.
Because like the more I travel, the more I'm like, man, I really love this one thing about that one place, but man, I really hate that one thing about that
Yeah,
one place, and I
yeah.
really want
Yeah.
me to like. I don't know, like this COVID situation has just made me feel trapped in this country.
Oh, for
you
sure,
know what I
for
mean?
sure, for sure.
This has probably been like one of the longest I've gone through in my entire life without
flying
flying somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like for me as well, like this is the longest I've been in Japan for like an extended period of time without going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I've definitely, I don't know, I haven't noticed anything new about like any of the good parts about living here or any of the bad parts, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's made me appreciate the things that I really like,
Yeah.
and fucking despise the things that I hate.
True,
you know?
true.
It's like
Right.
to another level. Like,
Yeah.
I wake up every day and I walk past my router and I just smile. I'm like, damn. Damn, I have a gigabyte download and upload. That's just beautiful. I love to see it, dude.
I don't know why I heard you say Naruto.
Naruto. I just sit by and I'm like, damn, you're good.
Damn.
Damn, you do your job good.
Yeah.
What is it?
What is UK fucking sucks for
Now,
internet?
dude, like
You're
what is
talking to the Australian here.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
yeah,
true.
don't talk to me until you've experienced the 0.4 upload.
No,
bro.
dude, because in fucking Wales, man, you would get like,
Yeah, but you live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
yeah, right. So they'd be like, oh yeah, we only have copper wire, by the way. We're not going to put any other wire down. Here's your
Cool,
0.1
first.
download that doesn't work half the time, and it's like,
It's a very
cool.
interesting
And then they
choice.
charge
We
you
can
like
do-
fucking $80 a month for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, why? It
Yeah,
doesn't
that-
work.
That's what it was like for us in Australia. So we had copper wires everywhere.
Yeah. And then do they say that like, oh, someone will come on this day, and then no one fucking
No.
turns up? That happens so many times. Or they turn up, they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna send someone to fix it. They turn up and they're like, yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with it.
Like especially in Australia, the whole, if I were to sum up the whole like just service business side of things in one phrase, it would just be, well, that was a fucking lie. Because they never show the servicemen never show up on time. Transport never fucking shows up on time.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Thank you
god,
guys for
Australia,
watching
Sydney
this
Sydney
today's
transport.
video.
I don't know about
Today's
other parts
stream,
of Australia, but
not
Sydney
video.
transport.
Oh,
was-
if you're watching
had
on
to be one of
YouTube,
the worst of the
yeah.
experience, right?
It's a
Like,
Really?
if you go, okay, so I had to
It's a
catch a
vlog
bus
and a
every day
video.
to
Yeah.
go to
Oh,
uni,
yeah.
For you
right?
guys,
And this
I know
bus
I'm very
turns up
sorry today.
every
I
20
was
minutes.
having
That's what it
sickness a
says
few days ago.
on the
Yeah.
timetable at the
Yesterday,
stop,
yesterday.
right? So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
This next
yesterday.
one's coming in 10
So-
minutes. Sick.
Yeah.
10 minutes passes.
Fast
no
recovery.
bus.
You know,
Like,
systems
not a single bus. I'm like, did I miss it while I was looking down at my phone? Where is
Yeah.
it?
Right,
All right,
right.
whatever. Another 10 minutes doesn't show up.
So,
Yeah.
Like, okay. But then 5
Trying
minutes
to
before
find
the next bus shows up,
oh,
the
sure.
pre
I'll be uploading this to the YouTube channel, Krikonian. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Sorry if I didn't entertain you as much as before. So bye bye.
I'm stuck in this room, 'cause it shines beautiful. So do they realize, and so do you. Wish we could stay here. I found someone just blinking. Keep you in my eyes.
Okay, we are ending with us singing.
Do you ever think about me? Oh, good, you're probably busy. Each you can count the blessing. That means some rain lately. All day been smiling lately. Thankful that we cut the turkey. Just bought a boy, here's a big 3. And man, I feel jeans right there. Sometimes I think about you, even in the midst of good news. I gotta go home, full out all the old boys from the closet, and then I see you. Yeah, it's so cheesy. My God, it's messing with my head, 'cause you took mine. Sometimes I just call, I know you won't pick up. Can't ever help myself and try. Scared just get alone, so every night I see you on the other side. I
Sigh, sigh,
Are you sleeping alone? 'Cause if you are, I'm sleeping alone. And it's killing me anyway. I hate that you're gone when I lie here and talk about
Okay, bye guys. Adios. Oh yeah, follow me, subscribe to me, please. Please.